Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful evening wherever you are at. So, we are on the eve of Turkey Day, or as some people like to call it, Thanksgiving. But since we are not really going to be putting out any content tomorrow, I managed to come home on time and squeeze in a stream that all of you can enjoy for today. Hello. Baby Yoja, hello my fire friend, good evening, how are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, what exactly are we going to be playing today? Well, I'm glad you asked, so without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and show you exactly what we're going to be talking about here. So, without further ado, join me today in the Brawl format for a hilarious deck that is going to be focused on one of the best and funniest, or I guess you could say most unfortunate of characters in all of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Of course, that person is going to be the Cabbage Merchant himself. So, you haven't heard about this guy, of course? Oh man, this guy has the worst luck in the series. But hilariously, of course, we decided to build a whole deck around him today. Actually, I realized also his card's actually kind of expensive. You got my name, right? I did. Yes, Baby Yoja. Wait, it's Yoja, right? Sorry, did I pronounce that correctly? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, but yes, I do see you on there. So hello again, my fire friend. And again, thank you again for joining us today. So we're going to be, of course, building around this. And as you can see right here, we put together a nice little budget deck that's focused around food. Because again, what is Turkey Day without a bunch of delicious food for us to enjoy? So before we get started, as always, let's talk about again how this is going to work. So whether you're new to this or you've been with me for a while now, we're going to go over the stats of the deck. We'll go over every single card in the deck itself, and we'll play as many matches as we can in Brawl, in, of course, the casual format that it is. But once we get to about halfway through the stream, we're going to upgrade the deck, and we're going to see how far we can take it if we really want to push the limits of what we can do with mono green food. So before we get started, as always, oh, I did? Yay, thank you. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay, cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. But in any case, so we're going to continue on right here. Let's talk about, of course, our Cabbage deck. So starting with the stats, of course, because long-time viewers of this channel know we have to do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So our Cabbage deck today is, again, mono green. We're looking at about an average mana curve about 2.7, and we'll be rocking a total of, oh, and of course, Baby Ocha subscribed right now. Thank you again for that. I appreciate that, my fire friend. Hopefully, again, you're having a wonderful day, and hopefully, again, you're going to have a wonderful evening wherever you're at. So as I mentioned here, we're going to be rocking 21 creatures in the deck. We have 4 instants, 15 sorceries, 13 artifacts, 12 enchantments, and 39 lands. So, as far as how this works, for again, if you don't know the Cabbage Merchant, he has the unfortunate luck all the time of having his cabbages knocked over by the Avatar himself. What would you say to that?
My cabbages!
Yep. Okay, of course. We're going to be, of course, abusing that quite a bit today. So, the Cabbage Merchant himself is a rare 2/2 legendary creature, human citizen. He's 3 mana, and it says, whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create a food token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, you have to sacrifice a food token, which is unfortunate, but of course it is on flavor for him. And the real reason we want to use him is he has a very unique ability here. You tap 2 untapped foods you control, and you get to add 1 mana of any color. So he can generate a ton of mana if we have a lot of food out on the battlefield. And that's what we're hoping to do. Once we get the Cabbage Merchant out, we're going to hopefully just take advantage of the fact that our opponent most likely is going to be throwing out a lot of non-creature spells. We can generate a ton of food, which we can utilize to cast more and more spells, and of course overwhelm our opponent with the amount that we can do. Now, of course, he on his own can't really do too much. All he can really just do is generate mana for us. So we're going to take advantage of the food that he'll, of course, want to use to then hopefully just build out our game plan here. So let's start with that game plan. Starting in the 1-drop slot, we'll have Birds of Paradise, one of our mana generators here. You just simply tap the bird to add 1 mana of any color. We'll, of course, want to make sure we can start pulling out as many lands as we can. So we're going to use Bushwhack here, digs out a basic land, or you can use it as a fight spell for spot removal. Similar to Birds of Paradise here, we have Gilded Goose, but he's actually better for our deck because when he enters, you create a food token. You can sacrifice the food later on to add 1 mana of any color, or just simply tap some mana to, of course, make more food with him. So this is actually great for us to generate food. Many partings here. We dig out a basic land, put it into our hand, and also create another food token. Saz's Chocobo here. So as you kind of notice, we're going to be doing a lot of landfall shenanigans here. We want to make sure we can generate that food. So by doing so, we'll take advantage of Saz's Chocobo here, a cute little bird here. And it kind of, I guess you could say, represents, and again, we're not going to actually eat this bird. He's, of course, way too cute. But realistically, well, what is Thanksgiving, of course, without birds? So we're going to throw in a small subsection of birds in the deck that'll, of course, be very beneficial to our game plan. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. But in any case, whenever a land enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this little little chocobo. We also do have some actual hard food, not just tokens, but actual food spells that we have in the deck. So Candy Trail, we have Ginger Brute, and we have Nutrient Block. Each one of these, of course, is an artifact that enters as a food, and we can use them to tap with the Cabbage Merchant. But also, if we need to use them for utilities, we have a bunch of various reasons we can use them. So, for example, Nutrient Block here, you can then sacrifice this and then draw a card. Candy Trail, when it enters Scry 2, same thing. You can then sacrifice it later on to gain some life and draw a card. Ginger Brute technically is a creature, so you can use this, of course, to do some extra damage. And of course, you can sacrifice them if you need to also. It's the same thing. You can just generate more life gain. Witch's Oven here. Anytime we'll have maybe some extra tokens that we'll have on the battlefield we don't need, we can choose them to chump block, sacrifice them, and then make even more food with the Witch's Oven. In the 2-drop slot here, we'll have Boomy's Feast Lecture, so create a food token, and then you can Earthbend X, where X is twice the number of foods we control. For those that don't remember, and again, we will do a deck on this later on, we have Earthbend on this. So what that means is target land you control becomes a 0/0 land creature with haste, and you put X amount of +1/+1 counters on it. However, if the creature that is Earthbended dies, you can then bring back the land after it's exiled, or if it dies, and back onto the battlefield. So no matter what, as long as we have some extra lands, we can then trigger landfall triggers over and over again if we are getting a little greedy with, of course, our lands. Really cool for the deck, by the way. Geshal Green's here, so another sorcery, creates for us a bird, so it's going to be one of the chocobos from Final Fantasy, and same thing, anytime lands hit the battlefield, it gets an extra +1/+0 pump till end of turn. You can also flashback this spell for 7 mana. A little expensive, but the deck just generate a ton of extra mana, so it might actually work for us. Oh, what's my favorite food? Oh, that's a good question, Baby Yoja. So, if I had to say, like, any time of year, I can never go wrong with pizza. I'm not going to lie. Like, pizza, you can always have pizza any time of the day. Breakfast, or lunch, dinner, even a late-night snack. Nothing goes wrong with pizza, of course. And, of course, what's nice about pizza is also one of those cool meals that you can mix and match it however you want. Pizza can be super healthy. You can also make it really, really greasy if you want. But yeah, you can go all out with pizza in any kind of way. That's why it's also really one of my favorite foods. There's so many different ways you can do pizza. But before I kind of go on about pizza, let's actually continue on with the deck tech. But yeah, good question on that one though. Speaking of that, I have an insatiable appetite right now. Actually, I realize now I probably should have had dinner before I got started with this stream. But you know what? I think we can hold out for a little bit longer before I actually eat late night. Speaking of which, of course, Insatiable Appetite here is a 2-mana instant where you can sacrifice a food and give a creature a +5/+5 pump until end of turn. If you don't, it just simply gets a +3/+3 pump. This is a nice little combat trick for us that we can use and be flexible with it however we need to. Kenrith's Transformation, if you haven't noticed, being that we're mono green, our biggest weakness is we don't have really good spot removal, but Kenrith's Transformation here can help us out with that. The aura enters, you draw a card, and then you can put this onto another creature to make it lose all abilities and make it a green elk with a base power and toughness of 3/3. This is actually going to be nice for certain kind of creatures we actually don't want to remove, but also we just don't want to deal with. So this can be great for commanders. Leaves from the Vine here, another one of our great sagas here. Mill 3 cards on part 1. Part 2, put +1/+1 counters on each creature, up to 2 creatures we control. And then finally, draw a card if there's a lesson card in your graveyard. And also, we could create a food token along the way. But oh man, still some sad about this one. It's a really good card, by the way, but at the same time, ooh, man, such a bittersweet option here. If you, again, as I said this before in the last stream, if you guys don't remember this part from Avatar, man, this was such a somber and sad part to it. You get a really good little in-depth feeling of Uncle Iroh and how his story kind of plays out a little bit here. Really sad. Good flavor though. Still good card, but yeah, wow. Very powerful, by the way. Continuing on, Paw Patch formation here, so you can choose one instant speed. Destroy target creature with flying, so good for taking out flyers in the air. Destroy an enchantment, or draw a card and create a food token. Rampant Growth. Again, we want to make sure we can keep ramping to make sure we can cast all of our spells. Even if we don't have the Cabbage Merchant out, we need to make sure we can stay ahead of the game. So we have Rampant Growth to dig out a basic land, put it onto the battlefield. Shared Roots will do the same thing too. Same thing at Sorcery Speed. It's also a lesson card, so that might be relevant in some matchups. Revive the Shire here. Bring back a permanent card from the graveyard to our hand. Create more food tokens. Shared Root, also I forgot to mention, does the same thing as Rampant Growth, but also we get... wait, oh, never mind. That's another card. Never mind. Ah! I'm missing myself up here. Okay. Any case, side quest raise the chocobo here. So again, more of the birds that we want for on flavor for being a pseudo Thanksgiving deck, if you will. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token. Same thing like the other chocobo birds. Anytime a land hits the battlefield, give it a +1/+0 pump until end of turn. At the beginning of your first main phase, if we control 4 or more birds, we can transform this enchantment into black chocobo, which can then help us again dig out a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So again, more landfall shenanigans. Sylvan Scrying helps us dig out any land we want to and put it into our hand, then we can shuffle. The Art of Tea. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature we control. Create a food token. Excuse me. Tough Cookie. This is also a card that I absolutely love here. It's a really cool card, by the way. It's a food golem, similar to the Gingerbread. However, this also can be utilized as kind of like a pseudo secondary way we can kind of get some more damage in. Its ability allows it to use a non-creature artifact we control and turn it into a 4/4 artifact creature. It's a food on its own, but it can use food if we want to actually do some combat damage. So that's a pretty sweet card. Trail of Crumbs here is another great card for us because this can help us kind of provide some extra I guess you could say card advantage, not true card advantage in like hard card draw, but it can help us dig out some stuff. When it enters, create a food token. Anytime we sacrifice a food, pay 1. If we do, look at the top 2 cards of our library, pick one of those as a permanent card from our hand and put it into our hand and put the other one onto the bottom of our library. So again, just helps us churn through the deck pretty well. Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. So this is the weaker version of the Cabbage Merchant himself, so he still works just for us in the deck itself. As a basic human citizen, he enters and creates a food token for us. However, anytime we sacrifice a food, we can then search our library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. If we searched our library this way, put this creature, however, onto the bottom of its owner's library and then shuffle. So he kind of provides a nice little one-time way to kind of give us some pseudo ramp. So kind of a cool way to utilize the Cabbage Merchant. Welcome to Sweet Tooth here. Going to be a great way to pump up one of our creatures here. Part 1, make a human creature token. Part 2, make a food token. And then part 3 is put X +1/+1 counters on a creature we control, where X is 1 plus the number of foods we control. So this can be a nice way to give us one big giant creature to smash our way to get to our victory. Woodland Champion. So this is also another sweet card that gets pump on its own here. Anytime we put 1 or more tokens we control that enters, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. We have a lot of food tokens, so this should have no problem getting really, really big out of nowhere. Baby Yoja. Did you see the new Stranger Things Season 5? I did not actually. It's not exactly a series I'm fond of. I mean, if some people out there like Stranger Things, more power to you, but it's not my jam. Actually, if I don't know, now that I think about it, I never really talk about what I watch in my spare time. That actually might be a future YouTube video that I'm probably going to do for Patreon subscribers. But to explain generally here, I'm more of an anime and manga kind of guy. And I do, of course, like occasionally like checking out some movies in theaters. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But good question on that one. If that's something, again, you do like, and guys, if you guys want to shoot the breeze on that, let me know, again, if it's worth watching. I've heard all kinds of mixed things. I've heard some people say the show is good in the early going and it gets bad later on. I've heard some people like it the whole way through. But again, I guess mileage varies on shows like that. I've never actually thought about that. It's been a while since I've actually watched a whole show front to back. Oh, Chris Nana, NK 1HT. Heard you can buy turkey for 5 cents less than Russia. Really? I did not know that. I mean, I guess I never really thought about it, but I mean, yeah, for those of you that are international viewers out there, what is what do you do for this holiday? Do you celebrate Turkey Day in any way, shape, or form? Or do you actually have other traditions? Are you a person that doesn't celebrate it? Or are you maybe like a vegetarian vegan person where you just choose to eat something else? Let me know, everybody. What are your traditions? I would love to hear from you about that. Okay, where am I at here? Okay, got to continue this on, everybody, so we can get through with the games. So going on, we have Nissa's Triumph here. 2 green for sorcery. Dig out 2 basic forest cards. We are a mono green deck, so this is perfect for our deck. If we control a Nissa Planeswalker, which we don't have in the base version, but we'll talk about the upgraded version in a bit. Instead, you can then search your library for up to 3 land cards of any kind, and then put them into your hand, and then shuffle. Instant Ramen, similar to the Nutrient Blocking Candy Trail, is another one of our foods, along with Lembas here. So both of these are 2-mana artifact foods. For example, Lembas enters, scry 1, draw a card. Instant Ramen, at instant speed, you can flash it in and then also draw a card. And then just like any other food, sacrifice it and gain some life. With Lembas, however, once you sacrifice the artifact, you can put it back into your library and then shuffle. So there can be a nice way to kind of keep reusing this, which is kind of sweet. Swiftwood Boots is also here. Mostly, again, this is just to protect our Cabbage Merchant here. We don't have that many good protection options in mono green, so we're going to work with whatever we can make do with. In the 3-drop slot here, we have Bala Ged Recovery. One of my favorite cards that we can use here. Just brings that back a card from any kind of card from our graveyard to our hand, or you can use it as a tap land. Beast Within, one of our few spot removals that can hit anything. Destroy a permanent, and its controller will create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Again, small price to pay for the token, but it's worth it to then destroy whatever we need to. Blanchwood Armor here. Enchant a creature, and the creature will get +1/+1 for each forest we control. We have literally 33 forests in the deck, so that should be no problem with getting a really big creature out of this. Creeping Crystal Coating here. Flash, enchantment creature. Wait, hold on. Say that 5 times fast. Creeping Crystal Coating. Creeping Crystal Coating. Creeping Crystal Coating? OJ. Okay, sorry. We're almost through this, everybody. Don't worry. But anyway, the Creeping Crystal here gives one of our creatures +0/+3, so gives us better toughness. However, when a creature attacks, create a food token. Earthbender Ascension. This is actually one of our key pieces here to really kind of get our game plan going here. When this enchantment enters, Earthbend 2, then we can dig out a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped. And with the landfall trigger, anytime a land we control enters, put a quest counter on the enchantment. As long as we have 4 more quest counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control, and it gains trample until end of turn. So a nice way to slowly build up extra value as the game progresses here. Baby Yoja, do you like Pokemon? I do like Pokemon. In fact, and this is something that also is kind of like a deep lore with this channel. Believe it or not, I started my channel, what is it like? Oh God, now, like, I'm very old, by the way. I started YouTube, what is it, in 2007? Yeah, I'm very old. And my first videos on my YouTube channel, they're scrubbed, by the way, by this point, because I didn't think I would ever need them again. But I actually started with Pokemon competitive battling. That actually was the original intent of the Infernoman here. Could you imagine what would have been if I actually kind of kept up with it? I mean, at the same time, maybe I should have kept up with Pokemon. I mean, there was a certain point where I actually thought I could make a Pokemon channel, and then I kind of got a little bored. But this was, again, 2007, 2008. So we're talking like way, way back in the day before people actually started doing stuff with Pokemon. And we're talking about a time where no one was really making money on YouTube. Everyone was just posting goofy stuff wherever. And it seemed like it was fun for a while, but it was just one of those things that I didn't really stick to. Maybe I should have stuck to it, by the way. Oh, wait, hold on. There's someone that's trying to challenge me. Cookie here. Cookie, I see you trying to challenge me on here, but hold on. I got to get through the whole deck first. We might actually get a chance to chat about like challenging in a bit. Hold on. I still got to go through my deck tech. But if you're watching this, Cookie, give a shout out, of course, because you're probably seeing me on the stream right now. But yes, to answer your question simply, Baby Yoja, I do like Pokemon. I do like a variety of Pokemon games. I actually do have Pokemon TCG cards. But wow, it's been actually a while. I don't know if anybody would actually want to see me for Pokemon content. Let me know in the comments, everybody. Would you want to see a bonus stream in the future where we actually do Pokemon? I would love to hear from you guys if you're interested in that. Where am I at? Hold on. I gotta get through this whole. You know, you're not that old. You're not that old. Well, that's good. I don't. At least I don't feel that old. Cookie of Chaos 123. Not a challenge. I just said I like your stream. Oh, okay. But thanks again for joining us today. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay. I thought you were challenging me, but that's okay. I was just trying to get through the live stream right now and trying to get through this deck tech, of course. I will get stomped by your deck, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, this is a budget food deck. How tough could it possibly be? I would love to give it a shot. Maybe in the future. I mean, we will be doing again in the future, maybe near the end of the year, maybe in like the next month or so. I would love to do another player battle stream. It's been a little while since the last one we did was during my birthday in August. So maybe we could do that if you guys also are interested in that. Let me know again if you would like to challenge me and any one of your decks you want to throw at me to another one of these challenging player battle streams in the future. We'll talk about that again more in a bit. Where are we at here? Oh yeah, that's all right. Let's continue this on, everybody. Elephant Mandrill here. Elephant Monkey has reach. When this creature enters, each creator plays a food token, so our opponent will get one too. But that's a small price to pay because we still want to get more food. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature will get +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact your opponent controls. So this could be a nice way to punish our opponent and give our monkey a big, big boost. We'll also have Garruk's Uprising. Since we do have a couple of creatures that will get big in the deck, this will be great for us because it gives all of our creatures we control trample, and anytime a creature we control with power 4 or greater enters, we get to draw a card. We have Giant Opportunity here. You can sacrifice 2 foods to make a 7/7 giant creature token, or you can use this to just create 3 food tokens. Heaped Harvest here. When this artifact enters, and anytime you sacrifice it, you can dig out a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. MTG Hillbilly, hello my fire friend. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for asking, Cookie. I'm doing great, by the way. I just came home from work, so I'm a little exhausted, but I realized, wait, I have a little bit of time tonight. Let's actually do a fun stream that's kind of like pseudo-Thanksgiving Turkey Day related. I mean, that's kind of why we're doing a food deck today. And then also asking, I built a pretty fun pillow fort deck, but it's fully free to play player against it. It isn't great though. I'm sure it's a fun deck just the same. I mean, we can always have you battle against one of my free decks if you want to in the future. Let me know and I would love to hear from that. I will try to stay. Oh, me too. I love, well, which Pokemon is that? What's, am I pronouncing this correctly? It's Posimo? Wait, is that a Pokemon? Wow, it's been so long since I've played. I don't remember all the Pokemon anymore. Although at this point there's like like 1,000 Pokemon now in the game. Wow. I have lost track of so many Pokemon over the years, but I'm sure there's some really cool ones that I have yet to really kind of dig into. But yeah, and you'll try to stay? Even if you can't stay, baby Yoja, I still appreciate you still popping in just the same. So thank you again for being here whenever. You can pop in and out anytime you want, everybody, and that's no big deal to me. I'm still happy that all of you still take the time to at least say hi and just chat with me, even if it's just for a little bit. I still appreciate y'all. Cookie, I'll leave the tab open, but I'll probably be gone for a bit. Have a good day and good night. Well, even if you do take off at any time, Cookie, thanks again for joining us today, and I'm happy to always hear from you again. Always be sure to burn bright. So if you don't pop back up, later. Okay, now where was I at again? Oh yeah, we got to get through the rest of this deck tag, everybody. Sorry, I really want to get through the gameplay as soon as I can here. So anyway, wrapping up here, we have Ostrich Horse, Bird Horse. It enters, mill 3 cards. We could put a land card from among them into our hand, and if we don't, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. Peregrine took another one of our cards that takes advantage of foods. If one or more tokens we created would enter, we create another one plus a food token added to that. You can sacrifice 3 foods with this at instant speed to draw cards. This would be a good way to kind of utilize excess food that we maybe don't want to deal with. Quina Q Gourmet here from Final Fantasy here. If one or more tokens would be created under our control, we create that many tokens plus a 1/1 green frog creature token. And also we can sacrifice the frog to put a +1/+1 counter on Quina here. So really interesting card. I actually might want to build around this in the future as just like a standalone budget card, but the frog itself can actually be relevant in certain matchups where we can make those extra frog tokens and sacrifice them for even more food with Witch's Oven. We can kind of go semi-infinite with Witch's Oven and also Quina here by making, again, we sacrifice the frog to make a food, but then that creates a new frog for you to utilize later on. It's actually a pretty sweet little combo there. Return to the wilds. Choose 2 options here. You can either use it to dig out a basic land, make a human token, or create a food token. Either way, this will be good for us at any point in the game. Spider food here. Not the best looking food, but it is a food card. So for sorcery speed, destroy an artifact or a creature, destroy a creature with flying, destroy an artifact or enchantment, and then create a food token. Tireless Provisioner, an amazing all-star card. Wow, this is the fact that this is actually uncommon. This is actually amazing for us, and we love what this card can do. So for Tireless Provisioner here, 3 mana, landfall. Anytime a land control enters, make a food token or make a treasure token. Technically, we usually always pick treasure tokens, but maybe for today, this actually might be the best day to make food tokens with the Provisioner. Academy Manufacturer. I can't believe they added this card to Arena. This card's hilariously bonkers with our deck. But it's an assembly worker, 1/3 for 3 mana. If we create a clue, food, or treasure token, you create 1 of each. That is amazing value, and we can really use all those tokens with how our game plan works. Heraldic Banner here, 3 mana, one of our mana rocks. We basically pick a color, and then creatures of the chosen color get +1/+0, or you can just tap it to add mana. Treat Trolley here, same thing, it's a 3 mana rock. We can use it to tap from 1 mana of any color, and of course when the artifact enters, make a food token. On top of that, going to part 4 here, Eleanor Gardner here from the Lord of the Rings set, a Halfling Scout, 2/4. When she enters, make a food token. And at the beginning of her end step, if we sacrificed a food, we could search our library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tab. So she could provide for us some decent ramp at any point. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Man, this is actually one of our best cards to finish off our opponent here. I love what this card can do in 60 card, but we're going to give it a shot here in the Brawl format. So when it enters, create a food token, and then foods you control have tap to add one of any green. So even if we don't get out the Cabbage Merchant, Knight of Sweet's Revenge provides amazing value for us. We can just definitely go super big by having a ton of mana to work with here. At any point we need to, we can sacrifice this token. Granted, it's only at sorcery speed, but still, it works just well for us. 7 mana. Sacrifice the enchantment. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of foods we control. You can, again, only activate at sorcery speed, but it's a great way to pump up our whole team and smash our way in. We'll use Harmonize here to help us just draw some cards. We have Renata here. Anytime a creature we control enters, it adds a +1/+1 counter to it. Timeless Witness here just simply enters to bring back a card from our graveyard to our hand, or we can internalize it to use it again from the graveyard for 7 mana. Wicked Wolf here, another one of our nice little spot removal spells. When it enters, it fights up to 1 creature we control, and at instant speed, sacrifice a food to put a +1/+1 counter on the creature, and it gains indestructible, but you have to tap it. But this can be a great way to kind of make sure we can lock down certain opponents, and also because it's hard to get rid of once it's on the field. We'll have the 5-drop slot here, Bosco, just a bear. So he's such a cute little guy though. So this is a legendary bear that enters and creates a food token for each legendary creature we control. You can sacrifice a food with 3 mana and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Bosco. He gains trample until end of turn. So it's actually a pretty cool little card here. I hope I can actually maybe I might make a bear deck with Bosco here. He's actually pretty cool for our deck. Summon Fat Chocobo. So kind of think of this as kind of like our turkey, if you will. But realistically, it's actually a pretty good card. For part 1 here, Work. So create a 2/2 green creature token, and then parts 2, 3, and 4. Creatures we control gain trample until end of turn. It is a Saga bird, so actually it is a 4/4. And I love the flavor text for it. It works very well for Thanksgiving. A pleasantly plump summon. Oh, it looks so fun, by the way. Speaking of more birds, we have Chocobo Racetrack here. So anytime a land we control enters, you get to create a 2/2 green bird creature token, and that'll help us go wide with our game plan. We're almost done, everybody. We have a Clothes design, another way you can pump up the whole team. Creatures we control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is your devotion to green. Remember that devotion to green means every green little pip on cards here does count for the devotion. So say, like, for example, we have Feasting Troll King out, which has 4 pips. That means if we were to use Clothes design here, that means our creatures would get +4/+4 until end of turn, as an example. We have Disciple of Freyalise here, 6 mana. This Elf Druid enters. You can sacrifice another creature. If we do, gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. So it can be a great way in the mid to late game to refuel our hand and gain a ton of life to then get back into it. Or if we don't need to, just use it as a land. And of course, speaking of the finale here, for 6 mana, a 7/6 Troll Noble, Feasting Troll King. He has Vigilance and he has Trample. When he enters, if we casted the card, we create 3 food tokens. You can sacrifice 3 food tokens to bring him back from the graveyard to the battlefield. However, you can only do it during your turn, but it's still a really cool way to have a really big finisher for the deck. Now, in order for us to get the most value out of the deck, it's going to be 33 forests. So again, we are a budget deck. We'll use Gingerbread Cabin. Sometimes we can make a free food for this. Hey Shop Oasis here gives us an ability to pump up one of our creatures for a +3/+3 pump. It is not often we're going to use that, but it helps us out just the same. We also have the Shire here. This will enter tapped unless we have a legendary creature out. And then for 2 mana, you can tap a creature we control to create a food token with it. We'll throw an Arid Archway here for a little bit of extra ramping. We have Demolition Field to then destroy non-basic lands. As long as we also have Volatile Vault, they both kind of do the same thing. And that is our Cabbage deck for the Thanksgiving holiday, everybody. So thanks again for hanging in there. But now we get to the fun part. Let's play this deck in the Brawl format and let's see how well it can do. Whew, okay, so I need to really kind of get a little glass of water here in a second, everybody. So I'm going to load up the match here. We'll talk about the upgraded deck a little bit later on, but let's start with the basic one. But okay, thanks again for hearing the whole thing out, everybody. Now we can actually finally get to our match here. Baby Yoja, I'm just saying that I think the most likely outcome would have to come in the next few days. And then the first day or so, I would have to go. I have to get some of those cards. I get water. Oh, you do? Okay. Okay, sorry. I misunderstood you there for a second there. But thanks again for clarifying there. Sometimes for me is... words are hard, by the way. They really are sometimes. Okay, so while our opponent is loading up here, or as we're trying to look for one, let me get a little swig of water over here for a second, everybody. Hold on. Ah, delicious. Okay. All right, let's get this going, everybody. Let's get our game face on.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. All right, so what do we have here? So we've got our forest, we have Witch's Oven, we have Lembas, and we have a side quest to raise a Chocobo. That's cute, by the way. It's going to be a little slow going, and also because we're facing off against, oh dear, Fire Lord Azula. Ugh. Wow, Arena has no chill, by the way, but we're still going to make it work, everybody. Let's get our Witch's Oven out, so we can start sacrificing creatures later on to make some food. Cabbage Merchant will be coming out on turn 3. Ooh, instant ramen, that's good too. So with that, we will pass here, because we can just flash in the instant ramen. Okay, Command Tower, Arcane Signet. So since we're a mono green deck, this is one of the few times you don't need Arcane Signet, but also our food should hopefully kind of make up the power gap here and ramp. Let's draw a card. Okay, got another forest. Ooh, we got the unlucky Cabbage Merchant himself right here. Okay, that works for us. We'll play the forest. We will play the Cabbage Merchant, or at least the uncommon one. Make a food, and we will pass here. That's right, opponents. We're going to match you with food. Can you stop our game plan here? All right. Opponents. All right, is it Signet? So our opponent is Grixis, so they're actually not the best at ramping, so they're going to have to use a lot of mana rocks to kind of catch up to us here, but we're going to try. Okay, so with that, Disciple of Freyalise. Okay, that could be helpful for later. We will Lembas. All right, we scry and draw a card. Okay, it's going to be a lot more for us. We need actually now a big threat to stop our opponent here. So let's see if we can get something here. Let's see, I forgot. Anytime we sacrifice a food, we can get a basic land out. So that actually might help us out at some point. But let's actually get a first hit with our Cabbage Merchant. First blood. Nice. Oh, you're back, baby Joja. Well, thanks for... Well, welcome back, as always. Nothing out yet, opponent? Okay. Well, in that case, then, I guess we'll do this now. Sacrifice the Lembas. That does trigger the Cabbage Merchant, so we will get out of land. Ooh, opponents. Opponents. They have opposition agents. That's not fun. Okay. Decline. So our opponent here is going to try to do sneaky stuff here with opposition agent. We will find a way to get around that, though. For those that don't know, this is a really dirty card, by the way. So opposition agent here, he basically says that they control anytime we're searching our library. So we can't really search until we get rid of this card. So we're going to try to get around him as best we can. In the meantime here, play the Forest. Play the Cabbage Merchant. The real Cabbage Merchant, by the way. We will play our side quest to raise the Chocobo. So there's our Thanksgiving bird. Okay. Oh, you're back. Are you winning? Well, we'll find out in a bit, Cookie. We're going to try. We're going to try. Our opponent here is playing opposition agent, so that kind of shuts down our game plan for a little bit. But don't worry. It is the first game. We're going to try our best to see if we can get a victory with our Cabbage Merchant. Ooh, here comes Fire Lord Azula. Ugh. She is a very scary card. And we do, however, plan on doing a deck around her eventually. Don't worry. We will get to her at some point. Not to worry. It's going to happen. Okay, we get another Forest, which is good. Okay, so we pump up our bird. We'll play the Blanchwood armor. Put it on top of our bird. So now it's a 9/8. We swing. Okay. All right, Chocobo smash. Nice. Okay, we push our opponent to 12 already. Okay, Blanchwood armor can do it. But we have to be careful, because our opponent here is now going to start getting a little... I don't like where this is going. Unexpected windfall. Okay, but we get to make a food token off of that, so thank you, opponents. Okay, they'll draw some cards. They make some treasure, though, so they'll also be ramping now, too. Okay. Cookie, you talk very fast. It's quite entertaining. Really? Usually everybody always dislikes my constant fast rambling shenanigans. But thank you for that. I don't know. I feel like depending on who I talk to, some people don't like me talking fast and some people don't mind it. I've heard all kinds of spectrums on it. I'm just trying to be me, by the way. Okay. We'll make a food. Okay. We're going to try to bounce something back. Okay, so here's how we do this here. I guess we'll do this now. We'll sacrifice our own bird. But we get to create 2 food tokens off of that. Okay. Put it back to our hand. The Cabbage Merchant. Even though they made us bounce a lot, we have a lot of food to work with here. Wow, we have quite we have quite the feast if you just imagine. Okay. So with that, big score. Okay, so our opponent really wants to ramp, but they also don't want to have us go off with food. We'll see if we can do something here, though. We're up to 5 treasures. And we will not block here. They take the hit. Go to 24. Baby Yoja, you got this. Well, thanks for the words of encouragement. We're going to try to get around this. Oh, opponents. Boo. All right. So they're going to discard our Cabbage Merchant, or they might throw away the Disciple of Freyles. Oh, Disciple of Freyles, okay. Wow, they go to 10. Surprising, but okay. Okay. Booby's Feast Lecture, so there we go. So we'll play the Forest. Cabbage Merchant coming back. Round 2. We will Earthbend here one of our one of our lands. Let's see if this works. Aw, negate. Boo, opponents. Boo. Wait, hold on. Did we get spam? Jeez. Okay, hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. We got to deal with the spam, so give me a second here to do a quick little adjustment. Okay, hold on. Opponent here. We're not going to attack yet. We'll pass. Okay. Live your life, talk how you want. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate the encouragement there. I just don't like the knowing that I feel self-conscious about how I talk. I've had people talk to me in different ways about how I can be. Hold on one second. We're also going to have to... All right. There we go. Say no to spammers, kids. Always say no to spammers. Wait, hold on. What are our opponents playing? No, they're playing Hullbreaker. Opponents. That's just dirty. Dirty. So Hullbreaker here is going to be a problem for us because they're going to start bouncing back everything we have. We're so close to, of course, winning here. Okay. We have to sacrifice a food. So... we'll eat a food, by the way. We can't really dig out any more land, so we're going to have to decline. Okay. Have to sacrifice another food. That's okay. Small price to pay for now. We'll decline, because we can't do anything with Opposition Agent. Our opponent, however, is... okay, this is where I hate Hullbreaker Horror. So at this point, he's going to start bouncing away everything, and we really don't have an option to stop this. I mean, we can make more food, but he's going to force us to start bouncing stuff back, and it's not going to be a fun one. We'll try, though. Okay, Lightning Greaves goes on top of Fire Lord Azula, and it's our turn again. Where are our options? I mean, the one thing our deck is good at is we can make a lot of food, but we're not getting our payoffs. Where's our payoffs at? Okay. Yeah. Well, this is actually awkward now. We're kind of having a little bit of an issue now because now we're at a point where we have everything we need, but we don't have our payoffs to actually close out the game. And our opponent now is going to start... ooh, they're going to start catching up to us. All right, we're going to try, though. You're awesome. Never let you down. What's your all-time favorite MTG card? Oh, well, that's easy. I love Lightning Bolt. That literally is my favorite card. Ouch. Okay, so we're going to lose a bit of food here, unfortunately, but... okay. Okay, and we still can't ramp because of stupid Opposition Agent. See? And then next one. Okay, opponents. Decline. Okay. Okay. We're down to 5, by the way. So it might be we might have to start sacrificing food. Oh, jeez. Okay, so this doesn't really help us all that much here. This is Triumph. Okay, so we probably might not win this one, everybody. We're close to stabilizing, but at the same time... oh, I forgot. We can't even search. I'm just going to have to concede this one. Dang, that's unfortunate. Those Hullbreaker Horrors really ruined any of our chances of winning here. But that's okay, everybody. It was just the first game. No big deal. We'll just shake it off like we can. But thanks again for a little support, everybody. Still appreciate you still trying to show me a little bit of love here. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can try again here. We will try again and see if we can try to get a win. I know we can totally do it, though, by the way. You thought my answer would take longer, Cookie? Oh, heck no. I love Lightning Bolt. It literally represents how I feel about when I play the game. A little impulsive. Definitely can do damage anywhere. And it's fast to boot. Very efficient, by the way. But that leads me to a question for all of you. What is your favorite card? Anybody out there? And I would love to hear from you guys about that. Okay. All right. So this time around, okay, so we actually have this time a little bit more to work with here. So we have a lot more options here. We got Renata, so we can pump. We got Bosco, Welcome to Sweet Tooth, and Shared Roots. Our opponent is playing Toph, the first Metal Bender. Wow, a lot of Avatar love tonight. We're definitely going to get our value with here. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Oh my god, we have the Knights of Sweet's Revenge. This will really help us ramp off. Cookie, you know, Infernoman, how you doing today? I wrote it on Instagram, so I had to download the Twitch app. Yes, I see you across multiple channels chatting with me, but thanks again for that support. You don't have to do that, but I really appreciate it, though. All right, let's, I think we'll Shared Roots. We need to start getting our ramp going, so let's get this going here. Baby Yoja. All right, peacing out for now. Bye. Well, thanks again. Thanks again for popping in, Baby Yoja. Enjoy your evening. Whether you come back or not, I still appreciate you being here today. Have a good night, and always be sure to burn bright. Later. Okay, in the meantime here, we have a forest. We will play Knight of Sweet's Revenge now to make a food. So this will now start helping us ramp. We just need to now start getting out the rest of our game plan here. We should be good to go. Okay. Tireless Provisioner. Okay, our opponent is also going to get the ramp going. Wow, Cookie, it's 2 a.m. where you are? Are you sure you don't want to... I hope I'm not keeping you up too late. Or are you a night person like I am? And of course you're answering. My favorite card is It That Betrays. Oh, I know that card. I have that in one of my Eldrazi deck. It's a gnarly card though. Really cool, by the way. It was the first strong card I played in the first Eldrazi I ever played. My favorite creature type. You know, I realize now we actually never put together a commander deck for Eldrazi's. We played a historic version, but maybe we should consider maybe doing something else like that in the future. There's so many deck ideas that I've been wanting to do, and I kind of sometimes forget. I probably should put together a list. Just a thought on my end there. Okay, Cabbage Merchant. Hold on. Do we want the Cabbage Merchant now? I don't know if that's actually going to be the best for us. Let's do it this way. Play Bosco. Play Bosco. Make some food for us. We will welcome to Sweet Tooth. Makes for us a human token. Okay, so slowly but surely we are building up our food, and again we're starting to build up our options here. Toph is scary, but it's not unbeatable. We just need to catch up with our plan here. We're trying though. We're trying. Cookie, it's only 12:14 here. Oh, okay. Well, that's not too late. Am I right? 12:14 in the morning is not that late. You're going to watch some reels before you go to sleep? Okay. Is that what helps you kind of fall asleep? You watch reels and then you kind of start going... Aw, opponent. Why'd you get rid of Bosco? That's sad, opponent. Why'd you get rid of my bear? That's rude, by the way. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We'll make up for it, everybody. Get a free land out of it. Opponent swings. Okay, well, we're going to take a heavy hit here, but we can chump block at least one of the Tophs. We're down to 14, by the way. They will Earthbend 2. So, from that... Oh, and Happy Thanksgiving? Yes, thank you for that. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Let's see. We need... Wow, we're kind of in an awkward spot here, but we're going to see if we can try to find our way out of this. All right, Ostrich Horse. We will get back a forest. Play Renata, Call to the Hunt. Play the forest. We will Cabbage Merchant. All right, so we have a 6/3, so we actually have a decent blocker for now. But we'll see. Can we get around this game plan here? Bonnet is trying their best here. Oh, they popping. They are popping off, though, so it is going to be a little scary for it. Oh, they have the Legend of Kyoshi. We make a food token, though. That's cool, I guess. Ugh. That is a lot of card draw. Whew, man. Cookie. Well, lucky me you were live, because it's better. Yay! Happy I can provide some entertainment for you. Meanwhile, the only thing right now our opponent's trying to do is just completely go off on us. Throwing Earth. Okay. Okay. Well, they will swing. And swing. Okay. The boulder is going to Earthbend some more. Okay. Alright, so with that, we have to block the Blind Bandits, so we will block here. Just one. So Toph goes bye-bye. At least uncommon Toph. No! We'll have to lose a cabbage here.
My cabbages!
Ouch. We lost one, but that's okay. Okay, so we will pump up the Cabbage Merchant, so that's nice. So he looks now big and beefy. Sylvan Scrying. Okay, we will... Oh, I guess Demolition Field might help. And then Swiftfoot Boots. We need to protect here. Okay. It's tempting also to go big with a swing here, but at the same time, they're at 24 at 10. We can't really do anything for now. Still no attacks, but at least the Cabbage Merchant now is protected. I don't know if that's enough, though. Cookie also saying, this is why my decks are 50% board-wise, 25% removal, 25% lands. Oh, you got this down to a science, don't you? Well, that's good to know. But realistically, I mean, we are playing mono green on a budget, so it's a little tricky for us to try to find a way to get around our opponent's stuff. Because I've mentioned this many times. As much as I enjoy playing budget decks, the only awkward part is on Arena, you don't get the luxury of picking your opponent. So if your opponent has a meta deck, they have no chill, and they will take advantage of budget decks like us. They will steamroll us, and they will not care. But that's okay. Anytime I can get wins against powerful decks with my cheap decks, I take that as a victory. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get around it. Okay. Opponent's going to do a big swing here. Can we survive the hit, or are we dead? I mean, we can at least technically survive with some food if we need to in a pinch. But our opponent right now is definitely going off. Cookie, you realize there's 2 cookies in the chat. Well, we love cookies here, so you know what? Go nuts. It's all good. That's a lot of cookies, by the way. Have I actually ever asked you, Cookie? Do you actually have a cookie that you like? I know that sounds silly to ask, but you know what? I'm gonna ask. What's your favorite cookie, everybody? Do you like any sweets during Thanksgiving? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you. And that goes for anybody out there. Even if you're watching on the replay, what do you enjoy, like food-wise, for Thanksgiving? Or Turkey Day, or whoever you want to call it. Or anytime you like food. Is there like a food or a meal that you love for the holiday season? I'm sure all of you have something you enjoy. Okay. Haywire Mite. Going big. Oh, it has double strike too? Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, well, we're going to try to see if we can find a way around this. Opponent's going to swing. Baby Yosha is back, saying boo. Yes, our opponent right now is making us very sad, by the way. Boo! Okay, opponent's doing their final swing here. I think they might have us, but it's okay, everybody. Even if we do lose here, we will still try our hardest to fight back. Okay, so from here, we block. Let's see. Toph can go bye-bye. See, we go down to that, but remember that we do have foods to work with here, so we can eat our foods if we need to get some life back. So that means that puts us at what we need. Okay, eat our foods. That takes us back to here. And then... No!
Oh, cabbages!
Dang. Well, even if we blocked there, it looked like we were not going to survive. That's okay, everybody. It's okay. That was actually only the second match. Wow, that took a while. But hey, it's all good, everybody. No big deal. We're not going to give up. We're still locked in. So let's see. We can see if we can get a couple more matches on the budget side. But if this isn't working, we have an upgraded deck that really cranks it up to the next level. But either way, if you do like the budget deck, do not worry, everybody. We will, of course, have a link for the budget deck for you at the end of the stream. The budget deck, I believe, is only going to cost you... wait, hold on. I think it's only like, what, $70 for this one? Although, granted, the commander alone... I didn't realize this, though. The Cabbage version himself goes for... Wait, how much is it? Wait, $20? Wow, I actually didn't notice that. I honestly thought the Cabbage version itself was actually a cheap card, but literally $20 of the $70 budget goes into the commander. So be aware of that, actually, if you do like the Cabbage merchant. I didn't realize he was actually that expensive. Wow. High roller here. Then I definitely want to crack a copy of him if I can get it. But until then, let's get to our next game here. Okay, so we have Queena Q Gourmet, so we can make some frog tokens. Woodland Champion, which can go really big here. Tough Cookie. And Sylvan Scrying. Okay. I think this one should be the one, everybody. I'm feeling this one. I know we can get our victory here. But yeah, GG's. It's okay. No big deal. Looks like we're playing against another Toph. Joy. All right. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that people are trying out all the new avatar cards, which is nice. I just give me a little bit more variety. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Let's get down Woodland Champion first, by the way. So he will get big once we can start getting everything going on here. Oh, and cookies are holiday food. You know what? Both. My favorite type. My favorite type. Oh, you are hilarious, by the way. Also, any type of chocolate. I love chocolate, by the way. No, seriously, I really do. Like chocolate everything. Like chocolate bars, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. It's delicious, by the way. Absolutely delicious. I can enjoy chocolate in all kinds of ways. I mean, and if I had to pick... Okay, oh, I forgot to ask. So dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or white chocolate? Which one would you prefer the most? Opponent, are you there? Hello? Opponents? Are you there? Okay, I guess maybe our opponent went to also take care of themselves. Did they need to get a package? Wait, Amazon doesn't deliver this late. Wait, does Amazon deliver this late? Well, I guess technically they do. Some Amazon packages I've gotten as late as like 9:30 at night. Late night. Huh. Our opponent's not there. Okay, well, I guess that's fine. So for now... Okay. I feel kind of weird, but okay. I guess we'll have to do this now. Spider food. Blow up the exploration. Make a token. Start pumping up the woodland champion. 3 hits. Down to 22 opponents. Please tell me you're there, though. I would actually like us to have a legitimate match. And I also kind of feel a little awkward if our opponent is not there. Okay. All right, so... Oh, milk chocolate? Oh, I love milk chocolate, by the way. That is so good. That's actually my favorite one, by the way. My avatar is expressive. I try to give him a little bit more of a range. Like, I try to be as expressive as I can with the limitations that I have. Maybe in the future we might upgrade, but we'll see until that day comes. I'm still enjoying how I control it for now. But I realize controlling him now is easy, or at least I should say it's easy for me to control my emotions, if you will, in a game like this, because it's turn-based. If we're playing maybe an action game, it might take a little bit more doing to kind of express myself, if you will. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, yes. My opponent right now is worse than Sparky. I'm assuming our opponent is not there anymore. So is this a free win? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're still playing, sort of. Okay. Well, in that case then. Q Gourmet. Down to 19 opponents. Come on. I would like to actually get a legit game out of this. So if our opponent is not there, that's going to be stinky. But it's okay. It is what it is. Wait, how does the fireball eat chocolate? Well, that's easy. You just have melted chocolate. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? I mean, anytime you heat up chocolate, it just melts. So I guess you could say I like a little molten lava cake. Ah? Ah? Oh, come on. That was a hilarious one. Okay. Wow. I guess our opponent really is gone. Baby Yojo saying hi again. Hello. Hello. Or maybe we should say hi to our opponent there. Hi, opponent. You there? Please tell me you're there, by the way. Okay. So I'm guessing we're just going to get a free win out of this, which is not really fun. But you know what? Looking at the clock, let's get in whatever happens here. Let's get in one more budget game. And yeah, looks like we got a free win, everybody. Again, not the most exciting, but I mean, I guess a win's a win, even if our opponent's not there. But it's okay. We'll do one more budget game. After that, we'll upgrade the deck and see what we can really do if we go all out with the deck. All right. Got a free card. Cool. All right. One more with the cheap version, and then we will show you what you can do if you really want to spend a ton on this. And I mean, you really could go crazy with this. Mono Green has some expensive cards, by the way, but a lot of cool ones, too. All right. Let's go. Game face on.
It's time to do.
We're locked in. Oh, Fire Lord Azula again? Ugh, I don't know. We'll try. Fire Lord Azula is not a fun card to fight against, but we will give it a shot as best as we can. Okay. So let's see here. So we've got the Treat Trolley, Revive the Shire, Hay Shop Oasis. We got plenty of lands, which is good, and summon Fat Chocobos. So we can make a big chunky creature in a bit. All right, so Foreboding Ruins, okay. So for now, play the Forest. Cabbage Merchant come down on turn 3 with Steelheart. Okay. Opponent will be picking what color? Red? I'm guessing red. Haha! I knew it. I'm like totally psychic about this. Okay, in the meantime, my Jaded Edge. Oh, we definitely got to do a My deck at some point. That is another one of my to-do cards. All right, in the meantime here, Cabbage Merchant. Even if he gets blown up, we can at least start getting the food process going. At least we hope we can. Start scolding opponents. Opponents! That's not nice. Alright, back to the command zone. But yeah, definitely a Azula player would probably not care what we're trying to do. They're going to be very merciless here. 24. Cookie. Here's my expensive deck. Most of the cost comes from the mint condition Alpha Sign Black Lotus. Oh, hilarious, by the way. It's like saying, like, why, yes, I too enjoy budget decks. In fact, I have a nice commander here that is a 50-cent card, and the rest of the deck is like $1,000. I've actually seen that, by the way. I have actually seen that. It's wild. There's some people that really do kind of go all out with their decks. Right? Trolley. All right, we make our food. We'll pass here. Okay, so Fire Lord Azula has hit the battlefield. Opponent is, however, Grixis, and Grixis is known to be very tricky when it comes to ramp. I'm hoping to bank on that, and hopefully they run out of gas. Please run out of gas, opponent. I would like us to do cool stuff with the deck. Okay, opponent, nothing yet. They swing, Firebending 2. Do they make some mana? Ugh. Do they do anything with it? Okay, so they will use it to exhaust mine. Puts a double strike counter on herself. Down to 23. Down to 18. Okay, so can we do this? Let's see here. Peregrine took. Okay, opponent, does this resolve? Okay, nice. Giant opportunity. Opponents, come on, let me have this. Please. Please? Not asking for much, opponent. Okay, opponents. Opponent, hello? Opponents. Oh dear. Dragon Prey. Okay. Sure. Okay. We'll just make a bunch of food, by the way. That's okay, though. We can still bring back Peregrine Took with Revive the Shire. So that might be our best option here. Okay. Opponents. Swing it again. More Firebending. Jeez. Cookie, what's your favorite and least favorite colors? Not MTG colors, I should specify. All the colors. Good question, by the way. Well, I do like the color red, and that's also not just because of Magic, by the way. I do like the color red quite a bit. I also think blue, too. Least favorite color? Probably orange or yellow, if I had to be very, very honest. Only just because, I don't know, like, I feel like those colors don't really match me in any way, shape, or form. At least that's how I feel. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Play the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant again. Or at least this version of him. Alright, we will play the Summon Fat Chocobo. We will use that to make a bird. Okay, so we have some blockers for a little bit. Hopefully this will work, by the way. Okay. Opponents with Fable Passage. Everyone doesn't like orange and yellow, and it's so weird. Really? I don't know if I would say that's weird. I don't know. Maybe, again, like, it's a very unique color that's hard for some people. How do I put this? It's not necessarily a color that people are in tune with, I guess I should say. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I think what I'm trying to say is orange and yellow are just tricky colors because not everyone meshes well with them. Does that make sense? I don't know. Your personal least favorite color is teal. Oh. Interesting. Ooh, Galvanic Discharge. Oof. Okay. Opponent here is... Oh, resubbing for 5 months. Woo! Thank you again for that, Cookie. I appreciate that, by the way. Appreciate your support, as always. Sending my support with a smiley face. Thank you for that, though. I really, really appreciate that, by the way. The only thing I do not appreciate right now is our opponent is using fire magic to blow us up. And we lose again. Wow. We got no love tonight. No. Wow, we just... Dang. Such sadness, though. It's okay. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. I'm not going to try to be sad about it. We just, again, we have to acknowledge that opponents here do not care that we're playing a budget deck. So, if our opponents are going to be that way, we need to step it up. So, even though the budget deck didn't really get a chance to do much here, yeah, our opponents are stinky, by the way. You know what? It's time for us to really step this up. So, what if we spent a little bit more on the deck and took it to the next level with some much more, excuse me, much more powerful cards? So, that's what we're going to be doing here now. So, for our remainder of the stream, actually, there's one more card I forgot to mention I should probably put in here. Sorry, I'm going to literally do this upgrade like here and now. There's one card that I want to add in here that we can definitely help us with. Is that Great Hinge? There we go. Nice. Okay, so we'll have to kind of figure out a card to cut in a moment here. But otherwise, I think we'll probably have to cut the Witch's Oven. That might not be too helpful here. So the upgraded version of the deck, we're actually going to go really, really powerful with some better sub-themes for the deck. And what I mean by that is we're going to be looking at maybe doing some much more consistent strategies. So we're going to see if we can try to go big with some +1/+1 counters. That is where we're going to try to be looking at the alternate way to get some stuff going on here. So instead, for this version here, to upgrade, going over the 1-drop slot, we'll now be adding in Hardened Scales. Now we're going to be focusing on a +1/+1 counter sub-theme. This should help us out with getting, again, bigger creatures that'll be trying to fix a problem that we kind of saw we were having earlier. Other upgrades to the deck, we'll be utilizing Teething Wormlet here. He doesn't look like he really fits the theme, but we do make a lot of artifacts, and he will get bigger. As long as we have 3 or more artifacts, this worm will have Death Touch, which is actually really sweet for us. But realistically, anytime an artifact we control enters, he helps us gain life, and if this is the first time this ability has resolved, he gets a +1/+1 counter, so he will get bigger and bigger as the game progresses. And then in the 2-drop slot here, we have one of the most premier and most powerful cards. Like, we're literally going to do a budget deck on him at some point. I know, not budget, but you get what I mean. But this card is going to be really, really key to our game plan here. Baby Oja saying hi again. Hello, Baby Oja. Hello, 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 my fire friend. Thanks again for popping in for a little bit. Chris Nana, I'm back and just realized ham costs 70% more on Tuesday in my Walmart. Wait, are you serious? Wow. That's a big increase, by the way. 70% more? Wow. Wait, that's terrible, by the way. I mean, so what would the cost be on that? I guess you'd have to explain that to me. Like, what is the cost difference if you can? But while you're trying to answer that for me, Badgerable Cub, of course, is going to be one of our key upgrades to the deck here. Yes, you are back, Baby Yoja. Thanks again for jumping back in. Appreciate you as always. But for, okay, where am I at? Okay, sorry, I got to talk about the upgrades real quick, everybody, and we'll jump back into it. Badgerable Cub here, really cool for us. When it enters, he Earthbends for 1. Anytime we tap a creature for mana, we add an additional plus green source. So we will have a couple of other ways we can start ramping like crazy and go really all out with the deck. But Badgerable Cub is absolutely legit card. Speaking of, again, getting bigger here, we'll also throw in Bristly Bill, Spine Sour here. So this Plant Druid, if you played Standard, you know what this card's going to do. Anytime land control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control. For 5 mana, we can double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature. So this could be a great way to finish our opponent off with some big creatures once we get it going. As far as other upgrades to the deck, we'll utilize Fanatic of Ronos, so we might have a much more stronger mana dork for us, and he can add 4 mana if we have a creature with power 4 or greater onto the battlefield, so this will be a much more stronger option. We'll throw in Gallic Raiders here, another card for us that anytime a creature we control enters, put a +1 counter on the creature, get a tapped treasure token, or we can gain 2 life for stabilizing. We need some better protection, so we're going to throw in Heroic Intervention, giving all of our permanents hexproof and indestructible. We'll throw an Incubation Druid here. Again, another mana dork that can get really, really out of control if we put a +1/+1 counter on it. We'll throw in Innkeeper's Talent here. So at the beginning of combat, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, get to level 2 to give all of our creatures Ward 1 with counters on them. And for 4 mana at level 3, we can hopefully double our counters once, of course, we have something with counters come in. So this can get absolutely bananas with our deck. For more mana production here, we have Lotus Cobra here. We've seen this card before. Anytime a land we control enters, we can add 1 mana of any color. We have Ozolith, the Shattered Spire here. So anytime we have 1 or more +1/+1 counters, we can add another one, similar to Hardying Scales here. Or you can cycle it away, or you can use it to put counters on an artifact or creature we control. For more upgrades to the deck here, we're going to throw in, let's see, what else we have here in the, I'm double checking this if we missed anything in the 2-drop slot here. Nope. So now moving on to the 3-drop slot for upgrades to the deck. We'll throw in Branching Evolution. If one or more +1/+1 counters will be added to a creature, you get to double that amount of counters on it. So again, we get big creatures going super crazy really quick with it. Other upgrades to the deck here, we're going to throw in Mossborn Hydra, another much more stronger card for us. Anytime a land we control enters, double the +1/+1 counters on the creature itself. So this gets insane as well. Speaking of big creatures here, Ordinary Tumblewag here, another creature I love from, Thunder Junction. At the beginning of combat on our turn, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Whenever this creature we control attacks while saddled, double the amount of counters on it. So again, gets super big for us. Other cards that can help us out here, Tale of Katara and Toph. This 2-mana enchantment. Creatures we control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped for the first time during each of our turns, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So you kind of see, we're just going to go nuts with counters here. And this will help hopefully solve a problem we've been trying to address with the main deck. We'll throw in Tyler's, I'm sorry, we already have Tyler's Provisioner. I don't know why I said that. We'll throw in a better ramp here with Archdruid's Charm. It can be, again, great for artifact or enchantment hate for us. And of course, we can then use this to then put counters on stuff. We could use this as a fight spell. We have a lot of options with the deck, by the way. Tribute to the World Tree. Anytime a creature we control enters, we draw a card if its power is 3 or greater, or put 2 +1/+1 counters on the creature. Wow, we can really just go nuts with this. Chris Nana, it's costed $10 last week, and honestly, I think they lost some stock because it just dipped all of a sudden. Huh. That's interesting, by the way. Very interesting. But okay, good to know on that one. Baby Yoja, if you don't need me, I'll go. Oh, I mean, well, don't think of it like that way, Baby Yoja. You're free to come and go when you want. Don't feel like I'm trying to tie you down. I mean, if there's other things you want to do, that's totally up to you. But don't feel like I'm ignoring you or anything. I'm just trying to get through the part of the deck explanation here before we can actually get into more games. But thanks again for hanging in there just the same. Cookie here, deck looking spicy. Yes, this one's a lot more of a spicier and stronger build for us. So let's see, where are we at here? Okay, let's continue on. So for the 4-drop slot for upgrades to the deck, we'll also throw in Force of Vigor. So instant speed. If it's not our turn, we can exile a green card from our hand rather than paying the spell's mana cost. So in other words, you can pitch something to get this as a free spell, destroy up to 2 artifacts and or enchantments. This can be very helpful for us in certain matchups here. We'll throw an Ouroboros here. Man, this card again is an absolute menace when you get this card out. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature we control where X is this creature's power. I can't believe that. This card is bananas. When this card goes off, you basically can say it's game over against opponents. So we'll definitely have that. In terms of upgrades beyond that, we'll also throw in Doubling Season here. This again will help double our token production and also double the counters we get on creatures we have. We'll throw in, of course, Nissa, Who Shakes the World. This card I absolutely used to hate so much when it was in Standard, but in our deck, this will definitely pull double duty. Puts counters on creatures. We can use it to tap forest to double our mana production here. It just does so much as a Planeswalker. We'll throw in, of course, also the Great Henge. I just threw this in last minute here, but this also is a great card for us and helps us again with card draw, gaining life, and ramping. So we definitely want this for the deck. And then as far as the upgrades to the mana base, again, we're mostly going to still keep it mostly just forest because we want to get the value. But we'll throw in Bossing Say here to help us earthbend some more creatures. We'll throw in a Beseju for her Endures. It's a free roll for us. In terms of upgrades with the other utility lands, not too many big things here, but we have Karn's Bastion for proliferating purposes here, and Scavenger Grounds as now Graveyard Hate for the deck. So that is now the upgraded version of the deck, everybody. Can our Cabbages do stronger, better shenanigans now that we're not holding back? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's take our Cabbages into the Brawl format, the stronger version. Let's see how well the deck can do. Whew, okay, so let's try it, everybody. Can this one go off here? I'm hoping it can. Also, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier, I don't know why, but, oh dear. Hopefully the quality of the stream hasn't pooped out too much. I've noticed on the stream it kind of started having some issues here, but hopefully the stream's quality will jump back up again. Hopefully right now in a moment. Okay. All right. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have our food. We have Bushwhack and Doubling Season. Okay. As long as we can ramp, Doubling Season will pull double duty, if you will. Thank you, thank you. On hopefully getting us to our victory. Play the Forest. We'll play the Bushwhack first off. Let's take out another land so we can guaranteed hit our land drops. All right, got a Forest. Okay, opponents, what you got? They're playing Clement the Worry Wart. Okay, interesting choice. Play our Forest. We'll play Fanatic of Ronos. Gotta get that ramp going as fast as we can. Lotus Cobra. Okay. Opponent's also going to try to go off here. Let us play another Forest. Play Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Start getting our ramp going. Make a food. Gilded Goose. Honk honk! Has anybody ever had goose for Thanksgiving as opposed to a turkey? Or has anybody actually eaten goose before? Let me know. I've actually never had goose, but I've heard good things about it. Ooh, opponent is playing froggies here. Simic frogs? That's cute. All right, in the meantime here, Forest. Yes, doubling season. Now we're talking. Instant ramen. Thank you. Draw another card off of that. Okay, we got the Beast Within, so that's good. Okay, so we have everything we need now to really start going off here. I'm hoping we can do this. Clement the Worrywart. All right, coming in. So now all frogs will start generating mana. Okay. Okay, opponent. I see what you're doing there. I do like their deck, though. I've never played against a Clement deck before, so let's see if we can get around their stuff. Okay. Trail of Crumbs, that's good, too. So with this, let's see here. Let's play Feasting Troll King. Oh, this is going to be so good right here. Yes. Yes. We make 6 food. Oh, I love this deck. Cabbage Merchant now. We'll play Trail of Crumbs. We're just going off now. Now we're talking. Wow. What a difference with the power level now. And also Ronos here. Can also destroy Clement. Do you have an answer, opponent? Wait, opponent actually... Oh. Oh no! They actually had an answer? Amphibian Downpour, you say? Oh, jeez. Alright. Well, our opponent now... Okay, well, our opponent now wants to be terrible like that, but that's okay. Small price to pay. But that's okay, though, everybody. We can literally just block with our creatures and then recast them later on. We can still do it. I know, our opponent got the drop on us here, but that's okay. It's still early. Even with them redeploying Clement, they still have a little bit of time before they can actually really be a threat to us. We literally could just block whatever we need to. Unnatural Summons. Ew, they're playing an Alchemy card. Boo! Boo, opponents! Say no to Alchemy, kids. Say no to Alchemy. Okay, so for now... Let's see, missing the chat here. Chris, I have don't eat them. It makes you look at them differently, at least in my opinion. Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Cookie, sorry if I'm sending a lot of messages. Writing on my phone's hard without touching the send button. It's all good, Cookie. I don't mind. I still appreciate your support. Okay, so... Ooh, Wicked Wolf. Okay, here we go. So for this one, however, we need to go full control. So this is what we do here. All right. Wicked Wolf. We will be aiming at Clement here. But we will be eating a food along the way. And we can pay the 1. There we go. Pay the 1. Get a forest. Nice. Get that frog out of here. Nice. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we did lose out on the Force of Vigor, but... that might be a small price to pay. No attacks yet. And we'll put down the forest. Pass here. So, I think the strategy we have here that we're going to try to do is we need to then do a massive swing. If we can do that, we can win. We actually have 11 food. So that could be a huge swing against our opponent here. But we got to move quick. Once our opponent figures out the strategy, we need to stop them before it's too late. Kristana, my Thanksgiving list is looking tight. Might have to eat chicken instead of turkey. Oh. Well, I mean, chicken's not bad. Am I right? I mean, for me, last year I had chicken myself. So sometimes, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, reality chip. Okay. Opponent is tapped out now. I actually want them to swing because I want to redeploy our creatures here, but obviously our opponent's not gonna fall for that. Okay, Mossborn Hydra. Doesn't really help us here, but... Okay, so... I'm going to do something wild here. We're going to activate now. We're going to force our opponent to deal with our plan here. Big swing. Go for broke. They got to block everything they can. That is 5 creatures that are all 13/13s. Also because I want to do this before they can flip their face down cards. Before they might be threats to us. Okay. Blocking and blocking. Okay. Smashy, smashy. Down to 12 opponents. Whew, okay. That does mean we lose risking out on the Knight of Sweet's Revenge, but that's a small price to pay. At least for what we're going to try to do here. Okay, opponents. Memory's returning. Okay, Quandrix. Okay, so they will swing here. Do some milling. Leaf leap. Okay. Cookie. I don't know if it's because I've been poor all my life, but I like chicken more than turkey. I mean, I'm with you there. I've also been a little bit poor my whole life, too. So, there have been some years where we've had turkey, but there have been some years where I kind of had to fend for myself a little bit. But it's okay. It's okay. There's no shame in eating chicken or any other bird for Thanksgiving. It doesn't have to be turkey, everybody. I am happy and thankful for whatever I was able to get, at least when I was growing up. Cookie is saying good night to me and sweet dreams. Oh, you're heading out for the night? Well, thanks again for joining us this evening. Have a good evening, Cookie. Take care, and always be sure to burn bright. Have a good night and happy Thanksgiving to you. Later. Quandrix, Cultivator. All right, coming in, doing their thing. Okay. Chris Nana. It does sound good, turkey. It just seems to be fancy chicken. I mean, I guess you're not wrong. It's kind of how it feels at times. Okay, Mossborn Hydra. All right. And let's see here. Swiftfoot Boots. I guess we'll wait on that. We will hold off here for a second. Okay, so opponents. Dream, Dew, and Trancer. Oh, they're going to try to tap down our Wicked Wolf, huh? Okay. I'm going to eat 1. I want to pay the 1. Okay, Heraldic Banner or the Shire. We'll get the banner. So they tap us down, so that locks it out for several turns. Ugh. Not good, by the way. Locking it out for 6 stuns? Jeez. Wow, the one time actually our doubling season came back to bite us. Huh. It's all good, though. Cookie, I hope you can live from streaming one day. It's fun to see you. Well, thank you. And thanks again for the words of encouragement there. I am hoping I can do it too, at least one day. Or at least maybe for my YouTube content. I was, however, not going to lie, and this goes to everybody, I was a little worried because we were sinking pretty hard during Omen Paths. Like, nobody wanted to see me play Spider-Man Omen Paths cards. But we tried. But we endured that as well. And thanks to us enduring it, we've come back stronger now. Our last deck tech actually finally started going off, which actually made me pretty happy about that. So I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to bounce back in the next couple sets. Okay, opponents is milling. Lots of milling. Ooh. Not good, but hopefully we can get some value here soon. Okay, so from this moment, we can finally sacrifice things here to get them back. Okay. Wait, do we lose here? Okay. Oh, we lost. Forgot the worm has... Dang it. Come on! Ugh. I was hoping for us to stabilize there, but I guess our opponent knew that they had the win. It's okay, everybody. Wow, that amphibian downpour really messed us up there hard. But it's okay, everybody. We'll shake it off. We're going to try again. Hopefully the next one we can definitely go off again. Chris Nana, the opponent, dude, seems to be like having a party to everything. I mean, a parry to everything. Oh, yes. Sometimes you have those kinds of matchups. Sometimes you have matchups where you are horribly mismatched against your opponent here. And no matter what you try to do, it feels like you can't do anything. But that's okay. I mean, that is the game sometimes. Sometimes you win a ton, sometimes you dominate, sometimes you have endless grindy matches, and sometimes you just lose. It's all good, though. It's all good. That is what happens sometimes. It's kind of like how when you play other games, too. Like, you know, like you play Pokemon, you can think you have the best team, and then you sometimes fight against a team you just cannot deal with. But it's okay. I never let that kind of stuff bother me too much. Oh, sweet tooth. All right, make our human. Go to 23 opponents. They're playing Azula again. I guess everybody really likes to play Azula in this currently with Avatar. I never thought I'd see this many Azulas. I was hoping to see other cards. But okay. I mean, it is what it is. We'll play that. Play Academy Manufacturer. Maybe we can make a ton of extra tokens here. Down to 21 opponents. Cookie. Still here, though, by the way. Opponent playing like their grandpa is on the line. Yes. Sometimes it just feels that way. Sometimes that's how it be. Okay. Opponent foretells a card. All right. We will put... I guess we'll put counters on Academy Manufacturer. Hopefully that survives. Okay, nice. Play the Gingerbread Cabin. And this will help us, of course... There we go. Look at all those tokens. Beautiful, by the way. Nice. Cabbage Merchant. Let's see. Wait, does that count as an ETB then? Okay. Okay, tap those two. Sylvan Scrying. So this will help us again dig out a land. And then from here... we'll get Archway. This will mean we have to bounce back a land later on, but that's a small price to pay. Okay, Nutrient Block. Yeah, so I figured. So Academy Manufacturer will only work if you actually create a token. It won't work if you have just a food spell just come in. Just FYI, everybody. Now we know. Chris Donna. There's a kid screaming in the store. Right now, my eardrum's about to explode. Oh. Oh, dear. That sounds absolutely terrible. Hang in there, my man. Okay. Make a bunch of tokens. Even though they'll burst lightning us, at least we can make a bunch of ramp. Okay. Small price to pay, but that's okay, everybody. Big hit. Down to 15. Okay. Well, Academy Manufacturer is definitely earning its keep. It's definitely helping us ramp a lot with clues, food, and treasures. It's like a nice feast. Okay. Hopefully we can get around this soon enough. Oh, Badger Mole Cub, too. Okay. So, how do we do this here? So I think we'll tap here. Arid Archway. Bounce back to the cabin. We will Badger Mole Cub. We can get the forest. We will swing with Academy Manufacturer. Get that damage in. Nice. Down to 11. Okay. We're close. Our opponent here did have to do a lot to try to get Azula out, but maybe we might be able to get there with what we have. Maybe. I'm hoping we can do this. Okay. They surveil away an Arcane Signet. Do they put Swiftfoot Boots on? Oh, Sozin's Comet. Ooh, dear. Okay, so in this case, let us sacrifice a clue now, draw a card, and each creature you control gains Firebending 5. So that means when Azula swings, she has Firebending 7? Oh, that's a lot of mana. What do you play? Do you have a Wrath? Gorilla Possum. Okay, so they're just gonna try to go off here with some extra ramp. Okay, they're drawing cards. But they can only use red mana, so hopefully that won't hurt us too much, but we'll see. Opponents, what else you got? Do they try to... Oh, they try to take care of the Academy Manufacturer. All right, I figured. It's okay. Badger Mole Cub dies, unfortunately. Goes to 3, so that means they have to have another spot removal card right now. What else you got, opponents? Just play your stupid cards. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, there it was. Okay. All right. opponent here is being annoying. So they can blow up everything we have. Joy. So manufacturer dies. Toots. No blocks. Keep that going. Down to 21. Okay. So they now put the boots onto Azula here. So be it. Okay. Play Feasting Troll King. Make some more food. Gingerbread. Make another food. Gilded Goose. Make another food. Honk honk! Down to 10 opponents. Okay, so Feasting Troll King can be something that can help us close this out as long as we can just keep it on the field. But our opponent, of course, plays Azula, and this card is just so ridiculous. Anytime it's attacking, you can just start casting, you can start doubling up your spells, which is so ridiculous, by the way. She's such a strong card, by the way. Okay, Firebend 2 again. And she's a 5/5. We might have to chump block here just to deal with Steph. We'll see. Scarring Memories. Okay. Sacrifice a creature. Okay. Okay, we get that back. And then sacrifice there. Block here. Ooh, finally. Take that, Azula. Get out of my face. Okay. Hope that was worth it, opponents. Okay, in the meantime here, let us play the Cabbage Merchant again. We swing here. Opponent, do you have an answer? They don't. Okay, nice. Down to 3 opponents. And this time around, we actually have protection. We have Heroic Intervention, so I think this might be our first legit win tonight. Fire Lord Azula for full price. Wow, opponent's just not even gonna... Okay, well. Bold move, opponents. But can we stop him here? I know we can. So, despite the firebending triggers, our opponent has no idea we're gonna have a Heroic Intervention waiting right here and now. Aw, opponent! I was ready to block you there! Yes, we finally got our first legit win! Alright. Victory, victory. Alright. Okay. Nice. Alright, we finally got our first legit win, and we finally beat one of the most annoying commanders that has come out from the Avatar set. We beat Azula with just our cabbages. Wow. Feasting Troll King, everybody. Our VIP for tonight. But yeah, felt good about that one. Okay. Let's see if we can keep the good times rolling now. Now we really got some good stuff going here. Chris, Nana, gifting my daughter $500 to this Thanksgiving since I can't seem to find a good gift. Wow, $500? Shoot, I'd be super ecstatic for that. I mean, that's very generous of you, and that's very kind of you to do that for your daughter there. How old is she, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? If you don't want to answer, that's totally cool. Try not to get too personal, unless if you guys are comfy with it. Okay. But while you're taking the time to answer that, let's see. We will keep his hand here. Okay. Opponents. I know, we finally got a legit win. So good. So nice to get that weight off. Even if we don't get any more wins for the rest of the night, I will still take one good legit win. That made me happy. Okay, Wayfarer's Wobble. Okay, so our opponent is playing Sai, so that means we're going to be dealing with a lot of Thopters and artifacts. Can we get around that? We'll try. We'll try. If they're playing mono blue, though, that we can probably expect a lot of counter spells, but we'll see if we can get around that. Okay, Arid Archway. All right. Forest. We'll swing here first, see if our opponent does anything. Okay, nothing, opponents. All right. Let's see. Does the Cabbage Merchant stick? Or does our opponent have a counterspell? We'll find out here and now. Nice. Okay, it does stick. Phew. All right. If our opponents can start going off with non-creature spells, maybe we can get there with the Cabbage Merchant. I'm hoping that the Great Henge will be our key piece. Okay. Here comes Sai. Okay. Ooh, we got Wicked Wolf. Okay. That is nice too. All right. So we'll go full control again. We aim for Psy. Activate his ability. Eat our food. Pump him up. Psy goes down, everybody. Oh, actually, I've been wanting to do this all night.
That's rough, buddy.
Sorry, I had to do that. Ah, Zuko. Oh, I'm so glad I got that soundbite, by the way. I got to use that one more often for this time around. Down to 20. All right, and we pass here. Am I a stinker for doing that? I had to use, of course, that little soundbite there. I'll see if I can try to get some more sound bites for Avatar for the remainder of this set. There's definitely some fun ones I can do. Okay, so... Oh, Chris. She's 15, starting to teach her about money balance, and since I couldn't find a gift instead, I thought money would be a great way to help that out. Well, that's really nice. Wow, she's 15 already, so definitely a young lady now. Well, wow. I kind of wish I was able to get that much when I was young. But I'm not going to be ungrateful to my family. I love my mom a lot, and I know she sacrificed so much in order for me to allow me to do what I want to do in life. So props to her for that. Which reminds me, I definitely need to get her a nice gift again this year. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, so we managed to at least make a food token, and we were able to keep Psy off the field for one turn, so that helped us out a bit. Okay, so how do we do this here? I think Wicked Wolf is going to definitely be our key piece here. Oh, okay, we can get the Great Henge down. Okay. Beautiful. All right, now we have a really legit plan here. We could fight with Wicked Wolf through a lot of this. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Do they jump block? Oh, they jump block. Okay. That's cool. We'll pass here. So, Garrick's Uprising. I can always draw another card. Metallic Mimic. No food off of that, but that's okay. Cookie. Oh, you like the sound effect there. I had to throw in the Zuko one. Although I suppose you could also get it off of, what is it? The Zuko sound effect is available here on Arena, but I had to just make a free copy for myself. That's not bad, right? I'm not stealing anything. Okay, so Psy. So we make a food. Swiftfoot Boots is going to come down right now. Okay, I think I have a plan here. I have a sneaky little plan here. Okay, opponent's probably going to put it on Psy. Watch. Watch. Watch what he's going to do. He's going to do it. He's going to do it right now. He's got to do it. He's got to do it. Or maybe he's going to cast something. Ooh, Sickle of Valor. Okay. Okay, so with that, I'm sorry, opponents. Opponents. Beast Within. Okay. Got him.
That's rough, buddy.
Sorry. I got him. Okay, okay. All right. Yes, we got another win there, everybody. Nice. We managed to stop them before Psy can go off. Oh, that was so good there. Okay. Yay, we got 2 wins there. Nice and quick. Okay. So it looks like the upgraded deck definitely has some legs to it. So I'm happy about that. And if you, again, as a reminder for those that are watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay, do not worry. Check the details of this live stream later on. There are going to be 2 links. One is for the budget deck and one is for the non-budget deck. So if you do want to put these together in Arena or even in paper, if you dare, then you can enjoy those when you can. And again, as a friendly reminder, if anybody out there is watching the replay right now, and if you haven't already done so, show me some love. Please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. We do 2 streams a week, and also we try to do what we can to provide extra bonus footage for those who are subscribed to the Patreon or members of the YouTube channel. And even if you don't want to do either, even if you just want to support me by watching, just check out our schedule when we announce when new deck techs come out, new live streams, or join the Discord so you can be part of our group of fiery friends. Any and all ways you want to help out, your support will help keep this channel going. And all links, one more time, will be located in the details of this stream. Okay, got my shilling out of the way, everybody. Sorry. But okay, let's see where we at here. Okay, this should be good. We can make our food. We have Earthbender's Ascension, Wicked Wolf for removal, and Bosco here. Oh, Bosco's so cute. I love how Bosco looks. He's one of my favorites. He's just a bear, by the way. Just a bear. Okay. Opponent is playing Toph Mono Green. Ooh, Okay, so it's mono green versus mono green, everybody. Can we get around mono green as our own food? So it's going to be earthbending versus cabbages. Emerald medallion. Okay. Legit opponent. That's fine. Chris, I feel sorry for you, Cookie, but I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Maybe even a money gift. Yes, I want to wish all of you again a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Whether again for all of you that are watching, whether you do your own family thing, you do your own personal thing, even if again you don't celebrate, I still want you guys also have a lovely, lovely holiday. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do for now? Let's get down Ginger Brute. We will play Earthbender Ascension. All right. We will Earthbend 2. So we got our own Earthbending opponents. All right, Landfall Trigger goes off. No attacks yet. Once we get Knights of Sweet's Revenge down, then we can definitely start doing our thing. Oh, we're so close to going off, though. Innkeeper's Talent also will be very helpful here, too. So we got options. We've got lots of options. Okay. Opponents. Oh, look at you guys. See? Feel the love to everybody. Trying to keep the positivity going no matter where you are in the world. In the meantime here, opponents. 6 cards in hand. Oh, they're swinging with Toph. Okay. That's fine, opponent, but we're not going to block. I don't know what you've got in your hand there, but I do not trust your hand. Unfortunately, though, this does mean, though, they will make us lose a cabbage.
My cabbages!
Ouch. But, oh, natural light. Wow. Okay. We get to make another free food, so it is what it is. But dang, they took out our Earthbending Ascension. It's all good, though. No big deal. We'll still make it work, everybody. Still make it work. Okay. Spring Blue Druid, so they get more lands. Okay. Okay, they're getting their experience counters, which is a little scary, but we can still deal with it, because this is what we're going to do here. We'll play with our Wicked Wolf. Here we go. One of my another great MVPs. We'll activate his ability, by the way. So we'll eat the Ginger Brood. Actually, hold on. We'll eat the regular food. We'll pay. And, ooh, doubling season. Okay, we got to get that. All right. Defeat Toph.
That's rough, buddy.
I'm sorry, I have to do that again. I love doing that, by the way. Okay, we swing. Cabbage Merchant, getting some damage in. So with this now, Toph is off the field for now. So they'll have to cast again if they really want to get Toph going. But it buys us a little bit of time. Although those experience counters are also bad because we don't have a way of interacting at all with them. But we'll try. Okay, so Toph will Earthbend again. Okay. Dang. I keep forgetting that. Ouch. We will have to start losing food every time they hit us like that. But on the other hand, we get to keep making food too thanks to their ability. So thank you, opponent, for giving us some free food. I appreciate that, though. Okay, let's see. We'll get Knight of Sweet's Revenge going, finally. So this will help us with the ramp package. Okay. And then let us play... How do we want to do this here? We have options here. Instant Ramen or Swiftfoot Boots. Actually, I think Innkeeper's Talent is probably better. At least now with this in, we can now start pumping up our creatures here. Okay. No attacks yet. We'll wait it out. Chris, it's lovely having people like you, and I will make that one of the things I'm grateful for, like mashed potatoes, which are also lovely as well. I love mashed potatoes, bro. You don't even know. Like, if I have to do, even if I have to pick one side with my turkey, it's always mashed potatoes. I can never have enough mashed potatoes. But seriously, though, they're good stuff. But yes, trying to keep that positivity going. If nothing else, at least like if I can provide a little fun and happiness for some of y'all out there, I will do what I do. Even if it's no matter how small or large of an audience I have. I always try to keep that going, no matter what. Okay. So let's see. So we have some extra food thanks to our opponent here that we can sacrifice if we need to. Farseek. Okay. We'll still make more food, so thank you, opponent. I appreciate that. But, oh man, if we can get that doubling season down, then we'll be in real business. Okay, opponents. The good news, at least for now, is with Wicked Wolf out, as long as we can keep sacrificing our own food, Toph can't do anything because Wicked Wolf is indestructible. At least once it eats some food. So what will you do, opponents? What will you do? Oh, okay. They're going to try. I see your opponent is trying to get some shenanigans going here, but okay. Okay. They activate again. I see what you're trying to do, opponent. I see what you're trying to do. Okay. We block here with the wolf. Opponent, do you have another answer here? Do you have a pump spell? You have one card in hand. Nothing. Okay. So in that case, instant ramen. I would have thought we would have had some instant ramen tonight. Okay, draw a card off of that. Birds of Paradise. That's cute. And we will pass here. All right, we've got a forest. Okay, so here's what we're going to do this. Doubling season. Now we're really going to go nuts with our options here. Okay, so with that, go to level 2. Permanents we control will now be Ward 1. And let's see here. Do we want Bosco now? Or maybe... There we go. Level 3. So with that, we'll put counters on stuff now. Okay. There we go. That's a big gingerbread, by the way. We'll wait it out, though. It's tempting to put out Birds of Paradise, but I want blockers on the back end here. So we should be good to go now. Yeah, and thanks to Infernoman for making this space fun, cozy, and lovely. I do what I can. I do what I can for all of y'all. Oh, man. Now we're really cooking with food here. Yeah, sure, opponents. Yeah, put those boots on top. I don't care. We still have ways of blocking everything. So no matter what they try to do, even if they're going to start swinging with their forests, we do have ways of stopping them, at least for a little bit. Okay, so... Okay, opponent is going to try to keep going off with that Phenomenon Recorder. I think that's a... something. I forget what it does. But, any case, okay. I'm still getting those counters going. But we could block their food for now. Okay, we'll take one hit, though. We'll eat a food. Okay, pay the 1. Okay, what do we get? Okay, we'll get Fanatic of Ronos. Alright. Big counters. They will get a landfall trigger off of that, but that's a small price to pay. And also, we will have to... Oh, we have to lose a food, don't we? Alright, fine. Well, fine, opponent.
My cabbages!
But at least we'll pay 1 here. We'll get... Ooh, Bristly Bill. There we go. Nice. Now we're really going to start going nuts here with counters. But we also don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here because we don't want to fall behind with our creatures. It's the only thing we got to be careful of. So, Bristly Bill first. We will play... Bosco. Make some tokens for us. Oh man, that's so ridiculous how many tokens we can get. Fanatic of Ronos. Birds of Paradise. And now, the Forest. Okay, now we can really start going kooky here. Okay, so Bosco gets big. He's an 8/8, by the way. I love it, by the way. Alright, so... I guess we'll wait it out for a bit here. Pop up the Birds of Paradise, by the way. Now we have a 4/5 fire, so no attacks yet. Okay, so our next course of action here, now that we have a really big board state, we'll have the Forest as an earthbended creature die. So that means we can trigger again Bristly Bill, and then we can really go nuts here. Okay, they earthbend. Alright, we make some tokens. Thank you, opponents. No pun intended. I get you on there. Chris also saying thank you to me for making this Life Little Things incredible. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are so wonderful to me. I really am happy about that. Okay, and then Chris also saying, well, it's time for me to go because I got to drive home. Have a great night, gentlemen. In case you're not here tomorrow, good night, good morning, and then have a good night again. Well, okay, well, take care of yourself. Please get home safe. Have a good evening there, Chris. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you again on the chat. But until then, have a good night, and always be sure to burn bright. Later. Oh, opponent is swinging. Okay. And they're swinging with their bear. Okay, so. Oh, they actually have the secret tunnel. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel. If you know, you know. All right, opponents doing their earthbending shenanigans again. Okay. Oh, it's a 20-20. Well, as long as it doesn't have trample, I think we should be safe. Oh, it's a 35. Ugh. Yeep. That's scary. Okay, so. Oh, wait. It can't be blocked. Oh, no. It can't be blocked. Okay, so in that case then. Wow. Do we lose? That stinks. Okay. I mean, is there anything we can do? Okay. Decline. All right. Desperation time. We're going to eat all of our food just to survive. Do we have enough food for this? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Okay. Dang it. Decline to 24. Yeah, we can't do it. 105. Oh, come on! Okay. Fine, opponents. We got destroyed by a secret tunnel. Dang. Yeah, I was not expecting that either, Cookie. It was a little bit of a shocker there, but that's fine, everyone. It's fine. No big deal. No big deal. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to try to keep the positivity going here. Keeping it going. Okay. So looking at the clock right now, everybody, we're going to see if maybe we can get in like 1 or 2 more games. Just 1 or 2 more, and that'll be it for tonight, everyone. Not because I don't want to keep streaming with all of you. I've been enjoying tonight. We've been having a lot of fun. But also, realistically, I have not eaten in like 8 hours, so I probably should be eating at least something. Otherwise, I'm going to starve. But for reals, though, we're going to, of course, see if we can end this strong. So we have to see if we can at least get 1 more win tonight. I would love to see 1 more legit win for our deck. Might take a bit, but we'll try. We're not giving up. Okay, so we got Bossing Say. Player Forest and pass. So for this, Branching Evolution, Eleanor. Oh, actually, I don't know why I said Elena. It's Eleanor. Eleanor Gardner. Wait, I think that's Sam's... Isn't that Sam's wife? Before she gets married? I don't remember. I don't remember my Lord of the Rings lore that well. If someone can correct me, let me know. Lembas. We'll draw a card. Scry. Ooh. Draw Trail of Crumbs now? Wait, you can eat cabbage in Skyrim? I know nothing of Skyrim, Cookie, so you probably would have to educate me on that. Or unless if anybody else out there wants to answer that, can you eat cabbages in Skyrim? I don't know what goes on in Skyrim. Yeah, you should go eat some of those tokens. I probably should, though. Actually, seeing all this cabbage makes me feel like, oh man, I wish I had a ramen bowl right now with some cabbage in it. That actually is pretty good, by the way. I love me some good ramen, too. Okay, but otherwise, let's see here. I guess we could do this now. So our opponent's going to start doing shenanigans. Cabbage Merchant can start doing its thing. So the game plan right now is Forest comes out, Knight of Sweet's Revenge, so that we can start turning all of our food into actual mana, and then we can start going off from there. Oh, okay, opponent's got Innkeeper's Talent. Okay. They're going to start pumping up Toph, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay. Opponent swings. Ugh, no blocks for now. Take the hits. We unfortunately have to lose a cabbage, though.
My cabbages!
Ouch. But that's okay. We can always rebuild cabbages. Not a huge deal for us. Let us play our Forest. We'll play Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Make another food. We can now also instant ramen. Draw a card off of that. Okay. No attacks yet. So we're slowly building up our game plan here. If we can get Branching Evolution now, maybe we have a shot. Okay, Eleanor can only do her ability on our end step, so not on our opponents. Okay, it's okay, everybody. It's okay. We still got this. Requisition now. Toots. Opponents! Boo. Boo. Opponent is being very sneaky right now. Wow. We've played, I think, aside from what, one commander tonight, we've played nothing but avatar decks. I mean, that's kind of nice because I'm glad that people are playing the cards, but dang, we're just getting blown out here left and right. Okay. Don't feel good about this, but we're going to have to take the hits. Down to 5. And we lose, all of our cabbages. No.
My cabbages!
Sadness. Okay. Revive the Shire. Alright, so let's see here. Forest. Branching Evolution. Revive the Shire. Bring back Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Not that it really can do anything now. Alright, and then... Are we dead? Yeah, I think we're dead. Okay. Fine, opponents. We'll just concede here. But okay, looking at the clock right now, I think we could cram in one more game, everybody. So win or lose on this next game. That is going to be it for tonight, everyone. And I still appreciate all of your support for all of you who've been watching. But again, I got to make sure I actually eat something myself. I mean, again, playing a food deck with cabbage and everything, I'm also getting kind of hungry myself. I'm just trying to figure out what to eat at this late hour. But something I'm sure I can find and scrounge up for me. Cookie. So in Skyrim, fighting is a real time, but you can pause to see your inventory, and well, eating heals you. The thing is, for some reason, you always have tons of cabbages and cheese wheels. Those heal you like 1 HP. Well, that's hilarious, by the way. So one time I literally ate 100 cabbages in the middle of a fight. Oh. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to stay alive. Am I right? Okay. But I mean, yeah, while these cards are definitely strong, I am still at least happy that Avatar has made a good impact on the game. A lot of people are playing the cards, and that's actually what you want to see. Ooh, okay, so we're playing against Aang this time, Swift Savior. I have an idea for a deck with him coming up in the future, so stick around for that. We'll definitely be talking about our upcoming decks once we're done with this. Alright, Meticulous Archive. Okay. Heir Apparent, okay. I'm just going to do the Heir Apparent shenanigans I see. We'll see if we can get around that. For now, play the boots. Swift boots. Okay. Tail of Katar and Tough. Okay, so apparently our opponent's going to do some Heir Apparent shenanigans. How exciting, by the way. Okay. Pay the 3, take the hits. Cabbage Merchant. Okay, so... how do we do this here? Heir Apparent, okay. I was going to start going wide with rabbits. I mean, don't get me wrong. Heir Apparent is not a bad card. It's just kind of boring, by the way. But we'll try. Okay, Ordinary Tumblewag. Put it on the Cabbage Man. Okay, no attacks yet. So... Heir Apparent again. Joy. Like, literally, they're going to live off of now just 2 mana. And see if they can stop us here. Okay. It's okay, everybody. We will try. Ozolith. We will play the Art of Tea. Counters on. No attacks yet. If we can get Trample on this, then we are in business. Heir Apparent again. Okay. Alright. The Great Henge. Not a bad card, by the way. Okay, so Great Henge. Alright, let us play Tale of Katara and Toph. Saddle. Counters on him. Counters there. Big Tumblewag, but he's going to get chump blocked like crazy. So we'll just have to wait it out. Okay, come on, deck. Oh, come on. What a cheesy strategy, by the way. You can start getting aggressive here soon enough, but okay. Let's see. Earthbend. Alright. Gotta do what you gotta do here. Okay. Nothing yet. There has to be a way around the strategy. If we can just get to one of our tramplers, I know we can push through. Our opponent right now is just... They don't even have to do anything. Come on. This is a really boring deck. Maybe I might actually skip this and try one more time. We'll try. Okay. Draw a card. Make a food. It's just a land. That's okay. Okay, I guess we'll Earthbend again. Alright. No attack still. Okay. Cookie, I don't know what the name Cabbage is. Such a silly name. It is a silly name, by the way. It really is. Okay, so our opponent is going to airbend. Okay. They throw away our Tumblewag. That's very rude, opponents. But, I mean, that's what Aang does. At some point, we will be doing our own Aang deck, so stick around, everybody. That is going to be happening at some point. Okay. Ornery or Tumblewag coming back. Okay. We could still do some card draw here. Instant Ramen. For more shenanigans. Okay, draw another card. Come on, deck. Okay, Nissa is actually a good option here for us. Okay, tap the 2 food. Okay, put some counters on stuff. Alright, nice. We will forest.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Okay, nothing yet. But we can start pumping up our team. Okay, still can't attack yet, though. Cookie, hey Infernoman, it's been great and fun stream, but I hope I can catch you another time. Okay, so for reals, you're actually going to be heading out now, Cookie? That's cool. I really appreciate you hanging there for the majority of the stream, so thank you so much for that. I know it's going to be late for you, but have a good evening. Get some sleep while you can. Have a good night. We'll see you again hopefully soon, and always be sure to burn bright. Later. Meanwhile, our opponent here does not want us to have a good night. We're still going to try to keep making food here, but not looking too good. Okay, they name Rabbit, of course. Okay, so they swing. Okay, here comes all their big stuff now. Okay. So, this is the moment of truth. Blocking everything we can here. Okay. Well, took the loss there. All right. You know what? I'm not satisfied with that. I still want to see if we can do one more game. Okay, I think we can squeeze in one more. I swear, we can actually squeeze in one more. I know I said the last one was the last one, but okay. Last one for sure. For sure. We're locking in now.
It's time to
Yeah. All right. Okay. But for reals, this is the final one, everybody. And then we will actually end it here now. Oh, you're going to stick around for the last one? Okay. That's fair. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you, Cookie. But for reals, we're going to try. I don't want us to give up just yet, but I know we can do this. So let's try. We're going to try one more time. Okay, so we have a hand here. We can definitely get this going. We got the Scales, got the Academy Manufacturer, the Earthbending, the Lotus Cobra. Yeah, Heir Apparent kind of makes token decks very boring. That's why I was like, oh, Aang, you could do better than that. Okay, I'm just playing Birds of Paradise. I actually haven't played against Boomy yet. And again, another card that I have to build around, so we'll do Boomy at some point. Hard Scales, okay. So, again, the good news is we can still ramp. That's not the problem. The problem is just trying to get a big enough threat that we can push down our opponent with. And that's something I will address, of course, once we get to the very end of the stream. But until then, okay, opponents. What else you got? What you got cooking? Roaring Earth, okay. Looks like they're going to try to go with some counters here, like we kind of do. They have Ink Moth Nexus. Huh. Okay. They have an Infect plan. I know what's coming. We'll see if we can try to find a way around that. Okay, so we'll play a Forest. We'll play the Lotus Cobra. So this will help us out with our building up our mana. Okay. From here, I'm trying to think what our next course of action is. Once we start making food tokens, Academy Manufacturer should be able to go off. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to contemplate right here how we can do this. I know our opponent, of course, is going to try to do some dirty, dirty stuff if they're going to have Ink Bomb Nexus. Okay, Branching Evolution. Okay. I see what you're trying to do, opponents. I see. I see. On green. We'll play first Academy Manufacturer. Attack first. Down to 22. So, next turn should be our big turn where we can start going off here completely. Once the Peregrine took, helps us make some treasures. Cabbage Merchant. Inspiring Call. Okay. Okay. I'm still wary of that Ink Moth, though. Oh, Bristly Bill, that's good, too. So, we will play the Forest. Make our mana. Green. We will, let's see. Can I do both? No, no. Peregrine took. Let's see. And then Bristly Bill. Okay. So we have our pieces in place. Down to 19. All we have to do is now just start making food tokens. So once we get Cabbage Merchant down, I think we should be where we want to be. At least I believe so. Okay. Can we pull this off? Opponent still does not have red mana, so I think that is helping us out. The Earth King, okay. They make Bosco, or at least a bear. Just a bear. Okay, so they actually do have now their red source. Gingerbread Cabin. Okay, so Cabbage Merchant. Gingerbread Cabin. There we go. Now we're going to go off here. This is now what we came here for. So with that, Peregrine. All right. There we go. We have all of our options now. This is what we wanted. This is what we came here for. We will Earthbend our forest. Get another forest. There we go. Beautiful. We'll play our shared roots. Forest. Yes. Now we're talking. All right. Okay, so with that, activate here. Draw a card. Sneaky Toilet. Long time no see, my fire friend. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful evening wherever you're at. What on earth? Are you actually live right now? We are live right now. Although we're kind of on the tail end of our stream, but I'm glad you just managed to stop by just the same. We will swing right now what Peregrine took. Yeah, we're playing our Thanksgiving / food deck for tomorrow. Well, I guess now it's gonna be it's gonna be midnight soon. But you get what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, we have a nice food deck for us today. We're playing with the Cabbage Merchant here.
My cabbages!
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Ooh, Crystalline Armor. Okay. Thank you, opponents. We'll make some tokens there. Thank you. But that is going to get pretty big. So that's a big bird, by the way. We got to carve up that bird quick. But I think we might be able to pull it off here. Okay. So, opponents. They will get a land drop, though. Okay. They make their mountain. They pump it up. Okay. We go to 13. So we are now... Ooh. No good, though.
My cabbages!
Yeah, I know. Okay, so in that case, then, let's sacrifice another set of tokens here. Draw another card. Gotta use those tokens. Okay, Bushwhack. Okay. There might be a way out of this. Let's try. Okay. We will activate. There we go. Okay. Bushwhack. Out of the way.
That's rough, buddy.
I'm sorry, I had to be that person. Okay. Well, now our big threat's out of the way, so that's good for us. Okay. So, no swings yet. Now we have a Peregrine Took that's a it's a 15-16. I have no idea as a Gruul opponent how you're going to be able to stop me, but we should be good to go now. We just need to spread out some counters across what Bristly Bill is capable of, and I think we might actually be able to close this one out, or at least I hope we can. So with that, because we have a lot of big threats now. Okay, Toph, Greatest Earthbender. Okay, from the supplemental. Earthbends again. Oh, okay, so here it is. So there's our scary Ink Moth Nexus. Okay, they're swinging. Okay. Okay, so with that, we will block here. And that'll be it for now. As long as they don't have trample, I think we might be fine. Come on, opponents. All right. So we lose the land, but that's a small price to pay. We get it back anyway. Okay. Bristly Bill gets one. Nice. Put a counter on the Cabbage Merchant. Nice. All right. So we're now spreading out all the counters the best we can here. That should be enough, hopefully, to stop us out. Yes, take down that stinky bird. But the Ink Moth Nexuses are now our biggest threat. Double Striker that also has Infect. Not good, by the way. Okay. Let us... I think we'll have to sacrifice some food. Sorry, Cabbage Merchant. We have to draw some cards here. We have to make this work. Okay, Gala Greeters. That's not bad. Okay, Birds of Paradise. So, Gala Greeters. We will play Birds of Paradise. So that does trigger Gala Greeters. We will make some treasure tokens. Nice. There we go. And I love that treasure production, by the way. Okay, so with that, we will... What do we stop here? Birds of Paradise. Okay, and then we will also put that on Gala Greeters. Nice. Okay, and then with that... do we do it now? Oh, we didn't have to do anything. Okay, our opponent helped us get the win there. And there you go, everybody. Our opponent has had enough. Yeah. We did it. A nice way to end it, everybody. Oh, man, we're about to go off there with our counters, but all right, we got our win. Yes. Very, very nice. Okay. I think that'll be it then for tonight, everybody. So that was our final game for this evening, and thank you, everybody, for showing up. But before we go, let's actually now do our wrap-up. So we got to talk about things a little bit here and there. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that was our Cabbage deck, everybody, for Brawl. And you tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? And I'm going to be very blunt with you. I want to like the mono green budget version, but I think right now with the current state and meta of Brawl, it's not going to shine. And that's actually kind of unfortunate because I do think the deck has merit, but the issue is we're dealing with a lot of decks that everyone's just going ham over. Again, you saw tonight, we played so many Azula decks. We played a lot of landfall stuff with Toph. And again, both cards are great. They're fun. They're very powerful, but our opponents do not care about our budget plan. So be aware of that if you actually do want to play this. But I do believe, at least maybe in an actual commander game, a free-for-all, I think this deck actually has some merit to it. Still, if you do want to invest a little bit more, there's definitely a lot you can pull off with it. So as our upgraded deck, as you saw, we definitely go absolutely nuts once we start going off with counters. And I think that's the best way from what we played today, how you can definitely make the deck a lot more stronger. Just go with a lot of counters, have a little bit more to work with here regarding anything with pumping up your creatures. If you can afford a lot of the rares in this, it is very expensive, but if you can get a couple of key pieces, even if you don't upgrade the mana base, this is one of the few times I say, don't worry about the mana base. You can get away with a ton of forests as basics, and you'd be fine. You definitely want to get a lot more of the powerful stuff that'll give you counters, make it a lot harder for you to, make it harder for your opponent to push through damage. Make sure to take advantage of those landfall triggers. You definitely can go with either landfall, just tokens. Like we saw, some of our all-stars tonight. Feasting Troll King was great. Wicked Wolf was great for us. Academy Manufacturer definitely helps you with ramping with a lot of tokens, and you can use all that value however you want. The Cabbage Merchant himself, interesting card. I do like him, and he does provide a very unique way of playing Magic just because of how you can use the food for mana production. So be aware of that. He is actually an expensive card in paper. I think he's actually a $20 card if you can get a copy of him. But if you can, he's actually a pretty fun, unique commander if you are a fan of food. Or he can actually go in the 99 of various decks. Like, what is it? If you actually want to look at other decks out there real quick, and we'll talk about this real quick. So if you say you want to do food for Brawl, like, let's look it up real quick. So say like you like the Cabbage version, but maybe you want more diversity with your food options here. Here's what you can do. You can use Greta here if you want something low powered. You have Camellia here. You can use Samwise. You can just well, maybe not Ira, unless you actually go with a different color. Igra, that's also a good color as well for the Cabbage Merchant. You can also use Rocco if you want to go with 3 colors, the Goose Mother if you want to. There's definitely some cool options you can work with if you want to play with food regarding the Cabbage Merchant. So you don't have to do him as the main commander. You can definitely do him in the 99 of various decks. And I would recommend, if I was to do this again, I would definitely put him into other commanders as like a nice little supplementary bonus thing that can help it out. So definitely there's plenty of ways you can play with him. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, here's what's going to be coming up. If you made it this far into the stream, thanks again for hanging in there for just a little bit longer, my true fiery friends. And because of that, you're going to get a chance to really see what are we looking at doing for the future. So our next budget deck is going to be airbending with Aang here. And yes, he is as annoying as it is. Like, seriously, this deck is definitely a slow tempo deck, but you can mess with your opponent with airbending. We're definitely going to go over this, and it's going to be for standard because we haven't played a standard deck in a while, and definitely it can be a fun one. So I'm hoping that we can show off some good footage to kind of get you going if you're a fan of that one. Beyond that, our next other deck tech beyond that, we also have another budget deck. So we have Earthbend, Smash, and this one does highlight one of the most strongest cards we have seen currently in standard, with Badger Molkov, a whole set in the standard format, and this set is also just as bonkers as you can imagine. We're still working on it a little bit with the sideboard, so that is coming, but we will have this ready to go in a couple weeks, so don't worry, that is coming soon. We also have another deck that I'm probably going to try to do on stream here, the Earthbending Infinite deck, also for the standard format. This is actually another fun one too. So yeah, we're definitely cooking now with a lot of decks here. This one also is trying to do an infinite combo where you can also go big or wide. It is a little janky, but it is doable. We can make this work. We're just need to tweak it a little bit more. We should have it ready to go possibly for this weekend. If we don't have that one ready, we're going to try a new version of weapons manufacturing, where we're going to try to sacrifice utilizing weapons manufacturing, and we're going to try to make a giant Phoenix airship fleet. This is actually a really cool card, and it's actually very scary once this goes off. You can make copies of it, and they can all get super big flying 4/4s in the air. That's amazing, by the way. We just have to sacrifice some artifacts in order to make this work. So we're working on that. We're going to tweak that a little bit more to make it ready to go for, I think, Pioneer, or maybe even if we can make it for standard, we'll try. But we have some of those options here. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to be it for today, everyone. I don't have anything else I've really kind of played around with yet. There's still definitely some early game stuff here. We're going to be working on a waterbending deck, of course. We of course are going to do a lessons deck. So those are coming down the pipeline as well. They're still in the early development cycle, but we should have them ready for the next couple of live streams, maybe next week after the holidays are done. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you one more time to everybody who did show up today for the live stream. So shout outs to all of you again. Chris, Nana, and K1. Thanks again for popping in. Hopefully, again, you made it home nice and safe. Cookie, as always, my all-star today. Thank you again for popping in as much as you can and chatting with me overall. And then for all the others out there, what is it? I apologize right now. Sneaky Toilet also for popping in just a little bit as well. And again, for those of you that popped in a little bit earlier on, thanks again as well. Oh, dang, oh, Baby Yoja, of course. How could I forget you, my friend? I know you have already taken off for the evening, but again, shout out to you as well. And thanks to you again for the subscription over on YouTube. I appreciate that. Appreciate the resubscribe from Cookie as well. And however you support me, one more time, thank you to everybody for today. But we're going to try to do this again. Most likely it's either going to be Friday evening or Saturday evening again. So we're going to be doing another evening stream, everybody. I've been kind of playing around with some of the late night streams now that I've kind of been working some mornings. So if that works better for everybody, let me know. We'll try to be as flexible as I can. But again, I'm not at the mercy of whatever they throw me in my real world big boy job. But until next time, thank you one more time, everybody. Oh, the Cookie's saying right there, thank you for the stream, Infernoman. It was really fun to hang around tonight. Hopefully catch you alive next time. Good night for reals. Okay, we'll see you again for sure, everybody. But before we go, as always, I'd like to remind everybody of one more important thing before we go and before you enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody. just remember that no matter what you do play in the life, always be sure to burn bright. And see you again on the weekend, everybody. Later.